And now, another exciting episode of PSVG.
Welcome, Internet! It's your boy, Dad Ninja Dev, joined, as always, by my main man, Donnie Eat the Hype Reese, and that man from Florida, Mr. Happy Pride Month, Delvin Cox. How you two doing today?
What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
I'm doing good.
We're also joined by the ever-evolving fourth chair, always rotating.
Well,
the Platinum Princess
today.
herself. Yeah, a couple times. The Platinum Princess herself, who I believe is fresh off some double dip platinums for Resident Evil, Miss Hayley Miller. How are you today?
Very good. Yes, I did just get 2 platinums for Resident Evil because for once the save transfer feature is not some convoluted mess. You just boot up the game and it goes, hey, you have save data. Do you want to transfer it? So I did, and it popped the platinum for both of them.
Look at that. They fixed something. Sony got something right. Finally. Absolute shenanigans. So, if you don't know, this is the not E3, but totally E3 mega-sode. We just got done with Summer Games Mess. We had the E3, the Xbox Bethesda showcase. We had that Capcom nonsense. It's just been all game news all the time. Things are happening left and right. It's just bananas. So we're here to dive into all of that goodness. So we're not going to mess with the what you're playing because for what? We got stuff to talk about. And I mean a lot of stuff.
We have so many.
Donnie,
A lot.
hit me off with some news.
You're going to like this one, Hayley.
Okay.
All right, I need to get to the PSVG stream. What the? Whoa. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. Mmm. Ooh. Ooh. What? How could it be any more surprising than... Huh? What? No way. Oh my god! It's here! Take it away, Donnie!
Because I'm not already late enough! Stupid! I'm dead, douchebag!
How could we start off any episode without announcing the news? Apparently, there's news. I don't know what the news is. Nobody does. But last night, former CEO of Katakawa Games, Yoshimi Yasuda, tweeted that Lollipop Chainsaw is coming back, you guys. I lost my ever-loving shit. And I don't even know why. This came not 24 hours after one of my many thousand tweets screaming into the void for somebody to please remaster Lollipop Chainsaw. And apparently it's happening. All he said was that Lollipop was coming back. He said that he didn't say what it was. So let's let the internet speculate and run wild with it. It's being developed. So does anybody know anything about Katakawa Games?
No.
They are like a giant publisher in Japan. They do lots of manga and movies and anime and video games. They've got a lot of things that are under their belt. I believe they own Spike Chunsoft, which I think a lot of people know those sorts of games, right? Zero Escape, Danganronpa, Fire Pro Wrestling. I think they've done like Mario and Sonic games and like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Like it's a pretty popular name. And Katakawa was one of the folks that did Lollipop Chainsaw. It was in partnership with Grasshopper, which is Suda51, as well as WB, which owns the rights to this, which makes this story extremely interesting because apparently he spun off out of Katakawa Dragami Games, which is a studio that owns like, I don't know, like 10 properties that they used to have. But Lollipop Chainsaw is one of them. So the question really is, what is it? Like, is this like a tie-in to a mobile game? Is it a new game, or is a sequel? Or are they doing a port? Can they do a sequel or a port without WB or Grasshopper's Blessing? Do they have WB or Grasshopper's Blessing? Like, I have 1,000 questions and no answers. But I was just happy to see somebody in the works at least acknowledge Lollipop Chainsaw's existence. At the very least, I would love for them to put it on Xbox Back Compat. Killer's Dead is on Xbox Back Compat. So like Shadows of the Damned is on Xbox Back Compat. That game just up-resed and FPS boosted would be a dream. But if they did a
did they not say they weren't doing any more Xbox Back Compat?
They did.
Back Compat is over.
They did.
So then,
but a man can dream.
The moon.
A man can dream.
Full remaster. Fuck that Xbox Back Compat. Let's go to the top.
A PC port would be amazing. Like a remastered port to PC would be great. That'd be a great place for this game to live. We've seen Killer 7 get remastered ports on PC. Killer is Dead is on PC. A lot of those games are on PC. So I'd be very excited just to see that. But just a remaster, a full remastered port on all consoles and Switch no less would be incredible.
I would be ecstatic. And this news comes like what, 5 days after James Gunn tweeted about the 10th anniversary?
Yep. It would be incredible. I'm losing my mind. See, I already hit up Limited Run and Limited Run Doug, and I was like, guys, no shitting around with this one. All right, bring it. Come serious. Come straight to the table. Big stupid edition.
Yeah,
all of it. I don't care. $500. I'm here for it.
Donnie a severed head and everything.
All of it.
I mean,
the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm talking KO edition levels of stupid edition.
Lollipop
Make Suda proud.
Lollipop Chainsaw is special to me. A, because like it's just a fantastic game. B, I didn't even know Michael Rosenbaum was in it until I beat it, and I was like, huh? And for anyone who doesn't know, as I'm a big Superman fan, Michael Rosenbaum played Lex Luthor for 10 years, so
it would be great. Even if they had to lose the music, I'm totally fine with it. A lot of people, if you've never played the game, they have a ton of licensed music from the Rolling Stones and Guns N' Roses and stuff. Even if you've got to cut that stuff out, I'm here for it. I want all of it, please. I was retweeting. God, I felt like I was the only person losing my mind last night on Twitter because like Wario didn't pick it up. Gamatsu, nobody ran with it until this morning. It was the only time I saw people actually starting to pick it up was this morning. But last night I was retweeting all of the tweets that I'd asked for a port or a remaster through the years. So like, stuff goes back to like 2016. I was like, yep, here's one, here's another one, here's another one, here's another one. Please bring back Lollipop Chainsaw. I love Juliet Starling, and I would love to. I never got the collector's edition because back when the game came out, I didn't buy many collector's editions. And I was lucky to buy a game every now and again back then. So I would love to have like a full. I would just love shelf-worthy Lollipop Chainsaw stuff. To be honest with you, it would just be great. So that's my first news story to kick off the mega-sode. But before we move on, besides Hayley's, anybody have any thoughts on Lollipop?
Oh, I'm excited for it. I love the game. I loved all those Suda 51 games when they were coming out during that time. I want to say that was the PS3 era, Xbox 360 era.
Yeah. That was 2012?
Yeah.
12. Yeah.
Yeah. What is it? Killer Dead. I remember playing all those games. And Shadows of the Dam, the Big Boner Gun. Those were my jams, man. So getting back a remastered version of Lollipop Chainsaw, bare minimum, sounds amazing to me. That was a fun game. And it had one of the greatest trophies / achievements you can ever put in the game because it is downright humiliating and funny when you get it.
You
know what I'm talking about.
You mean, yes, the achievement for looking under Juliet's skirt 10 times and then she tells you to fuck off?
Yes, and then you are forever bound with this trophy.
Yeah.
That makes you a pervert.
I love
knows you got.
I love that one of my favorite things about Juliet is how much she owns like her sexuality.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like a big thing about that game. So I dig it. I would hope that like James Gunn's like newfound fame, like obviously he was famous before, but I think he's like mucho famous now. Maybe that would give the game a little more legs if like he signed on to do any sort of marketing or any sort of like kind of double promotion type of thing with it. But I never thought that this was going to happen. If you'd ever saw my tweets, like one of my tweets was like, I never believed, just because of the rights involved, the music rights, the rights to the game being published. Like I still don't even believe it. I still don't believe that we're going to get like a remaster. I have no faith that these companies can work it out. But if they own it and they can do it, then I'm so excited. I'm so happy.
Honestly speaking, out of all the video games that are getting like TV adaptations and stuff like that, this is one that would probably work perfectly.
Oh no, I don't think you could do it. People would be big mad if you tried to do this.
Yeah.
If you put something like this on HBO Max, people would watch it.
No,
I'm sure people would like it, but I think Juliet Starling alone, like even if they tried to port it or like like if they brought the game to Switch, I think we'd see articles written about how terrible games used to be because they used to have scantily clad girls with big boobs. Yeah, like that's exactly what would happen. Yeah. It's just such
stop though, like that.
It's such low hanging fruit. It's just hypocrite shit. But let's not even go there. You're gonna get me down on a tangent, and we've got a show to do. But
I think
those articles would be written.
You can't have that. But let me give you the Harley Quinn situation. Harley Quinn is very sexualized, but at the same time, she owns up to it. So is Bayonetta. Love her for it.
That's the thing. Yeah. So there's a lot of people that are. I think there's a difference between like a character that's sexualized or like owns their sexuality and sexism. Like when you're using it to make a trope or to demean it or something, like that's bad. But when the character is just hot and owns it and that's a part of the character and it's supported for being so, that's just real. There are real hot people in the world.
Yeah.
Everybody see the pictures of Ken today in our Discord? Like some people are just freaking hot, man.
Ryan Gosling is Ken from the Barbie movie.
Josh's avatar. Yeah. Some people are just hot. That's just how it is, man. So, but yes, that article will be written if they do this again. 100% that article is going to be written. It's going to be written when they drop Bayonetta as well. That's just shit you've got to deal with when you do games like that.
I will say this. Will it matter?
Sean, it's in the movie and TV's channel.
Like I said, it's not going to matter to me. You hear me limited run? You hear me drag the game?
Matter, period.
$500.
Exactly. That's my point.
I'm putting it down right now. $500. You give me the edition that's worth it, and I will gladly write that check. $500.
I'm gonna
blank check time for Donnie.
Blank
People
check.
Are complaining about paying extra $10 for The Last of Us. Donnie's like, I will give you $500.
$500 if done well. There is no amount of money. I want all of it. I want to put a whole new shelf up with just lollipop chainsaw stuff. I've forever wanted to do. I've seen it on YouTube, but you guys know me. I don't like messing with my computer like that. But you can you can grab the PS3 emulator on your PC and you can run Lollipop Chainsaw with a bunch of like packs and stuff that they've added onto it and mods that run it in like 4K 60 and it's super sharp and it's beautiful. And it's like, God, I want that. Let me buy that from somebody. Like can I just buy that game, please? Because I own it. It's right there. I haven't played it in a couple years, but when I do play it, it's fuzzy. You know, it looks like it was made in 2012. But one of the things that I love about the game most, actually the thing that I think I love about the game, the thing that drove me to it back then, obviously, I like No More Heroes 2 to 51, so I was aware of what it was. But back then, if you guys remember, we had a ton of games, like the Gears games, like the Fallout games, just brown, gray, black, Killzone, you know, just everything was like that. And this game was just a shotgun blast of color everywhere. Bright colors all over the place.
Colorful and violent.
God, it would look so good in HDR and OLED.
Its first fucking level is running through a school parking lot and there's colors everywhere.
I love it. I love it. I was so happy. I lost my mind. Thank you, TPR, for the amazing bumper. The E3 bumper that was very well placed, and I hope you enjoyed my edits over top of it. We've got more bumpers on the way. I was being DM'd of a bumper that's being sent, and then I have a bumper that, let me tell you, is to die for. You have no idea, so stay tuned.
Oh boy.
Okay, moving on. Summer Games Fest. We're gonna run through. All right, so here's how I did this. I have a ton of notes, way too many notes, actually. We're going to talk about probably 100 games. So what I've done is I've tried to like group them in what I like bite-sized chunks. So I'll read the news. We'll go over a chunk of games. If there's a game in there that really like speaks to you that you like talk about it then. And if not, we'll keep it moving. Otherwise, the show's going to be 500 hours. Okay. So starting with Summer Games Fest, we saw the Jeff Keighley show had Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, Last of Us Remake, Aliens, Marvel's Midnight Suns, Gotham Knights. Let's talk about it. I know we want to talk about Last of Us a little bit. Does anybody want to talk about anything except for The Last of Us?
Modern Warfare 2.
Okay, go.
Just the game looks fucking great. I know we discussed a little on XP that we don't think that we don't think No Russian will happen. And honestly, I'm just excited to see where they go. I love the Modern Warfare series. Like, that was the last Call of Duty I've actually played. Now, I've obviously mentioned I wanted to play Vanguard and Cold War Story, but I was not gonna jump in at like $70 for those right now, after being out for a while, because I'm not really the multiplayer person for that. Now, with Modern Warfare 2, I will absolutely be jumping into that multiplayer because I loved Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer back in the old days. So
nice. I thought the demo looked excellent. I actually think it was probably, maybe with the exception of Callisto, maybe the best thing that was shown at Keighley's show. Not like best, like most excited, like the best showing on stage. Like the demo, the trailer, walking through the level was great. It was fantastic. It was
incredible.
Yeah.
And the gameplay, I mean, I love Modern Warfare. I'm replaying it now. We're not going to talk, we'll save it for next week, but I'm already replaying it, and the game is fantastic, and I expect that this will just be infinitely better than that. So yeah, I'm all in. Day one, Call of Duty. I'll be playing on Steam. Can't wait to do it. Very excited.
Yeah,
100%.
I agree.
Last of Us Remake was the big announcement that got spoiled a little bit beforehand, but they are doing a full-blown remake. Last of Us, they're calling it Part 1 now, to come with Left Behind. A lot has been said about this game. If you guys didn't listen to PSXP, I bought a PlayStation 5. So if you need to know how excited I am, like, I will be playing
at a ridiculous ass discount.
$300.
Just deals with Donnie, baby.
I'm very, very, very excited.
yeah.
I just want to say that I think a lot of people disagree with me. I've been over in the Carpool Gaming Discord taking on all comers because I think the game looks amazing, and I think the character models look incredible. And not saying that anybody thinks that they don't. I'm just really excited for all of it. Like, everything that I see, I'm just like, this all looks like a tremendous improvement. So watch the Digital Foundry video where they highlight just the eyes, just the new animations of eyes. Their faces look alive. Their eyes move. Their pupils move. Their eyebrows move. Instead of like, there's nothing wrong with the original game. You guys know how much I love the original video game. You guys know, and I'm really happy that if you don't think the upgrades look very good, then you still have the original. You don't have to buy and play the new one. But the original, to me, looks like a video game. The characters look like video game characters. The women look like video game women. Joel looks like a video game dude. They don't look like people. Yeah. They looked like people then because that was the best animation could deliver back then. But they don't look like people now. They look like characters.
They look like they've been painted. Their hair is not moving. Everything just looks like it's shellacked.
It's like a bold outline.
Yeah.
Now they look like people. Their face moves like people.
You can actually get the actual like capture of the actual presentation from the people who were doing the motion capture. Like Tess's face, her expressions.
Yes.
They breathe so much more life into the characters with this.
100%. Ellie looks like a real girl. like she looks real. And I think those facial animations, when you see them, they've zoomed in on all the cutscenes, are zoomed in a bit so you can notice it a little bit more. And I just think the lines, when they're delivered, are going to be so much more impactful. I think you're going to be hanging on. You're going to be like you're watching a TV show.
Yeah.
And
and skip the very first part. I can't watch that part again. I just want to skip the beginning.
Oh yeah, I saw a lot of people that were saying that.
God.
They were doing. I saw a lot of tweets. They were doing like me in 2013. It was like them crying with the scene, and they're like me in 2022. It was like them older but still crying in the same scene.
Yeah, just bawling in a corner.
I mean, the only other game that they had a trailer, like, it's not in the game itself, but like the trailer was like that. I think was Dead Island 1. Where like it's in reverse motion, the father's going after the little girl. That made people cry too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember that.
See, we got the same thing going on in the chat.
Rebecca, what's not to like?
Rebecca, you didn't play.
Sean.
You know what, Rebecca? You don't. It doesn't matter. Your opinions are invalid. You even said you're going to pick up the regular remastered version for cheap when this releases.
You have no power here.
It's free. It's given to you already.
Yeah, if you have
a PlayStation 5, you own it. So
you own it already. You don't need to buy it. It's part of the premium collection.
No.
I like how it looks personally. I think I like the Joe.
You've done fucked up, man.
Rebecca,
I don't care.
Wow.
Rebecca didn't even know she owned it.
Oh man. The other thing that I will say, the thing that I've been saying on Twitter all week to people that are, because I do think there will be a camp that prefers the old game because it is a more stylized look like a video game, and I can understand that. I can. But the important thing that I keep trying to remind people that are like, it doesn't look like, especially the people that are like, it doesn't look like a good enough upgrade to warrant the price. It's like, this game is going to play so much better, incredibly better, infinitely better. If they can add all of the AI, all of the realism, the gameplay controls, the new mechanics, stealth mechanics, if they can add all that back to the original, if it plays like Last of Us 2, just perfect. Perfect. And I think that's being lost. People are just looking at the comparisons and the visuals.
$70 and they're like, oh my God, this game has already come out twice. So you want to charge me $70 for it again?
They're going to do all the DualSense stuff.
If you don't want to buy it, shut up. Don't buy it.
It's going to be so good.
Like, the thing that's being lost here is there's already a screenshot which confirms that explosive arrows are in the game, which for anyone who's played Last of Us or Last of Us Remastered, those aren't in Last of Us Part 1. So they are literally like changing gameplay elements to this game.
I mean, there are people out here that bought Strikers this week.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anybody's following what that game's like, but
no, like they're adding like you can see a screenshot with explosive arrows +1 already. Like that's there. Like that is a thing. Those were not in the original. They're changing gameplay. I would love if they were able to get what they wanted in the
chat came hard tonight. Look at this chat.
I don't care.
They came for
their
death.
opinions are invalid.
They
have no power here.
But like they wanted for Last of Us Part 1 to get the clicker like infected and human combat at the same time. They managed that and left behind. But based on the fact that they're remaking it, I would love to see them be able to get it done in the main campaign. So
yeah. There's also, it should go without saying, there's also a Firefly edition for $100.
I got it.
That comes with American Dreams comics and exclusive steelbook. I also got it. It's in North America only. Suck it, world.
Copy, Rebecca.
No.
The Firefly edition.
Not North America only.
Oh, that's right.
US
only. Suck it, Canada. That's two
Canada's
suckets.
considered part of North America. I thought they were their own thing. We don't even. It's America's hat.
Good call. Very excited. Okay, moving on. Aliens, Midnight Suns, Gotham Knights. Come on, Delvin.
Gotham Knights. I'm excited for it, but this trailer has.
I don't know why.
Because it's just a story trailer.
This game gets worse the more they show it.
You just named it like the holy trinity of mid-looking games.
You couldn't have said it better.
Like, oh my God. And I'm gonna probably play them because I fall for the video game stuff all the time, and sometimes they let me down, and sometimes they
Mexico is the crotch, not the socks.
Mexico socks. That's amazing.
Mexico is the crotch.
Ooh, look at Sean. You're the underwear. Okay. Cuphead DLC was shown. I seriously thought that came out seriously, I thought it came out last year.
It was supposed to.
Goat Sim had the greatest troll trailer of all time.
Oh my God, that trailer was so good.
It was so good. Callisto Protocol, I thought looked incredible.
It looks fucking great.
That was a great demo. Great demo. All right, next batch of games. Layers of Fears, Fort Solis, Witchfire, High Water, and Saints Row getting the boss mode. Anybody any thoughts about that group of games?
Saints Row releasing its character creator is standard fare for them. Very excited. It's been fun to mess around with.
Somebody make me Rhea Ripley. I don't want to do it myself, but somebody make me Rhea Ripley. I want to play Saints Row as Rhea Ripley. That's Donnie's wishes. These are my demands.
Is there going to be like character creator that you can just like download characters, or do you?
You can download characers that people make.
And it's on consoles too.
Yeah,
I thought it was just on PC. You can download it on PlayStation and Xbox.
Yep. Fort Solis looks cool. I need to know more about it, but I'm excited that Roger Clark is getting more work. And Witchfire looks awesome.
Witchfire does look awesome. It's a rogue, which means I'm going to hate it, but I'm going to buy it and play it anyway. It's on Epic. Have you seen this, Dev?
Nope.
Witchfire is like a medieval Doom, like Serious Sam thing, like crossbows and shit, but metal and fast, and it looks good. Looks great.
No, thank you.
Awesome. It's going to be great. Fort Solis has Troy Baker in it. And the guy from Red Dead, Roger Clark. That's like the thing that people are excited about.
Oh, I'm excited. I mean, the concept seems cool too, but like I need to know more. So
yeah, Dead Space game.
I didn't see that one either.
It was one of the 18 Dead Space games that were shown.
Yeah.
Okay. Zenless Zone Zero, Midnight Fight Express, Street Fighter 6, One Piece Odyssey, and Stormgate. Anybody got anything for those?
Street Fighter 6.
Looks
Midnight
good.
Fight Express, baby. That looked like
I played it. I played it. I played the demo. Well, it's not bad. It's not as good as Hotline Miami, but it's not bad. It is kind of derpy though.
Speaking of Hotline Miami, PS Plus Premium has Hotline Miami 1 and 2.
Oh, that's great. Everybody should play those games, but everybody should have those games by now. If you don't have those,
I own Hotline Miami.
What's the matter with you?
I just didn't own 2 yet. So
get the Switch collection, OLED, baby. It's nice. Street Fighter 6 looks great.
It looks awesome. Great. I can't wait to play that.
I hope they give us a complete version of the damn game instead of what they gave us with
it looks like they are.
I'm pretty sure they learned their lesson there. I don't think we have to worry about that.
Well, they got like 5 modes and like 20 characters to start and all that.
It's something like that. It looks really good.
I don't think it was even that.
I'm not digging Ryu's like dad energy.
Sure, Rebecca, I can do that.
Guile looks fine. I don't like Cammy's model at all.
Why? Because she's got too many clothes?
No, not like it's just.
I actually like her model a lot.
Me.
I like her look a lot, and I also like because it's the timeline is all jacked up for Street Fighter, so that's part of why.
And I don't even care about that. It's just another Street.
But
Fighter
that's part of the reason why the characters look the way they do.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're all aging up.
I watched.
This is supposed to be the furthest out game.
I watched a lot of hands-on, and a lot of the folks that went hands-on said it felt heavy. And then I learned a bit about like that. You guys were telling me about like that easy to control method where you can map like special moves to like stick movements and stuff, which I was remembering like you could do that on 3DS. You could map like special moves to the touchscreen, which was probably like the last Street Fighter game that I played the most was the Street Fighter on 3DS. And I thought that was cool for somebody like me. I thought it was cool.
Well, this one is more of like Marvel versus Capcom Infinite, where literally like every button does like a special attack or whatnot. So you're going to lose out on a lot of the nuance. But if you want to just throw a fireball at one,
that's me.
It's going to be a
I'm not a diehard Street Fighter player. I just like doing the cool special moves and watching stuff happen. So that when you say that, that makes me want to buy it more. Like you're selling. That's selling.
So you just want to button mash. Yeah. Okay.
I still remember a lot of my old moves and stuff. It's just I ain't got it like I used to, So, all right, moving on. Warhammer 40K Darktide Routine, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, all announced during the Keighleys, coming to Game Pass day 1. Thoughts?
Warhammer looks cool.
I think Warhammer looks great. It is yet another multiplayer game that I'm not gonna. I want to play it. I really want to play it, but we've tried and failed to play games like this so many times. Like I'm not holding my breath, but I think it looks awesome. My thing with the series is, I feel like every event, not even every year, every event, I feel like there's another Warhammer game that's been announced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's like.
Here's what I'm not sure of. Is it the same game? Are they different games? Like they seem like different games.
They're all different.
There's a bunch of different.
It's a turn-based one. Yeah, it's huge. I never know when to jump in or universe. Like, can you just jump into this one?
And you can also play by yourself. You don't have to play multiplayer. You can play by yourself.
I thought this one was a multiplayer one.
I mean, so is Vermintide 2, but you still have the option to play by yourself with AI teammates.
I was watching preview and like it was squad-based like multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't mention anything of being able to play a solo.
Yeah, hold on. I'm like Vermintide 2 can be played solo, which is like the one that came before this.
Is that the one that's on Game Pass?
Yeah, Vermintide 2.
Is it also an FPS?
Yep, first person, but it's swords and stuff because it's like medieval.
Oh, never mind. No.
But
you don't want Melee?
Not doing hashtag Devin game.
You don't want Melee? Like
I do like
go
Melee,
bash
but not
people?
swords.
This is no. You don't understand. They're in like giant ass mech
Hang
suits.
on a
This is
second.
not.
Oh, that
This
sounds
is
cool.
not
Next.
like.
yeah.
They're in huge.
Hayley,
This is like
please
Gears
let
of War
Dev-
on steroids.
Hayley, please let Dev sell games to me in the future.
Okay. Okay.
Dev, I've got to tell our sword story because you weren't on the stream with us at all. We had the most
This was
amazing
fantastic.
moment on stream. We were streaming the PC gaming show, which was amazing, Dev. You should go back and watch it. We caught it after the Xbox show. All it was us hating on games. And then they would show a PS5 logo, and then Delvin all of a sudden found his next favorite game. He was like, oh shit, this game looks dope. But in the background, they were in this PC garage, right? They've got all these PC parts everywhere. It looks like, like Linus's garage thing.
Random weird stuff.
Yeah, and they had weird tools on the wall, like a handsaw and a crowbar. And we were like, what kind of PC are you building
Shit
with
you
that?
don't fix PCs with.
And then I spy out of my eye what I can only describe as a katana. There is like a long sword in like its case. Like why is there a sword on the wall? And Stingray, John, chimes in the chat. He goes, I think that's a flat scythe. And there's a pause, and I go, isn't that what a fucking sword is? Like,
it's a sword,
the
right?
same thing. How are they different? And then we all just died laughing and quit paying attention to the stream.
This almost makes me
much.
want to go get my sword out of my garage.
This is us.
scythe?
You would
The
have a
flat
sword.
I have a sword,
100%. Can't everybody see Dev like just in his room?
Oh,
just-
absolutely.
In
Oh,
the
I did that,
backyard.
and I broke a ceiling fan doing that.
That-
One of my
that's-
boys was stationed in Okinawa and sent me a sword.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool. I think Ninja Turtles should have been at the Xbox show. That would have been a bigger hype announcement, I think,
Yeah.
than at the Keeleys.
It'll make more sense, yeah.
And I think Routine, if anybody that didn't see it, I think Routine is just a teaser, but I think it was one of the better teasers I've seen. I thought that
Looks
looked
cool.
amazing.
Looks really cool. Yeah.
Routine looked really good. Okay, moving on. We already did Last of Us, but we got a question. Drew says, I know Donnie is super hyped for his beloved Last of Us. Congrats on the PS5, by the way. But seriously, guys, why are they re-releasing The Last of Us at full price again? Fool me once. ... There's a lot have been said about the price of this game. A lot of people don't like that we're getting yet another release of this game.
Don't like it, don't buy
buy
it.
Well, let me
I think,
clarify
but
this.
they may not buy it and still be upset and critical that they are even doing this.
If you have no interest in purchasing it and you don't, and you're mad that they're, why are you mad? It doesn't affect you in any way, shape, or form. Like, cry me a river, build a bridge, and get over it. Like,
Thank
it's
you,
so
Rebecca.
stupid to be complaining about it. Who
When you've got
cares?
Rebecca in the chat, she says, I mean, it's a from the ground remake. It's not like there's no effort being put behind it.
Exactly.
And even
Like,
if there were no effort being put behind it, this does not take resources from new IP development or new game development. There was
Neil
a
said they're working on it.
Yeah,
Yep.
there was already a team working on this, whether you wanted it or not.
100%.
I'm going to say what I always say with a situation like this. If you want these type of games to come out, vote with your wallet. Because, and frankly speaking, you have all been voting with your wallet to buy these games. So it's not like it's something that hasn't been happening. Because if you weren't buying them, they wouldn't put it at $69.99.
Oh, yeah.
So their strategy is
Shit, I bought it for
they're gonna keep
$100.
doing it.
And a lot of people did. It sold out.
I'm paying $100
Twice.
for just
Like,
the
it's
digital
gone.
version.
Yeah,
I'm
it's sold
paying
out twice. It's
$100
gone.
just for the digital version.
Yeah.
So, like,
and it's gone.
The only other point I'll add is the same point I added on PSXP for anybody that doesn't catch that show. This is good work for the studio.
Yep.
Remasters and ports are good work for developers while they pre-pro their next project. Otherwise, people get laid off. That's what happens. These studios grow and shrink based on the work that they're having. So if you've got Naughty Dog and you've got a very talented team of people in a very competitive market, instead of reducing staff while you wait to ramp up for your next project, give them something to do.
No,
This is a
Kyle.
worthy project. Plus, I mean, everybody that listens to our show should already know this. I love remakes and ports
so do
and
I.
remasters. I'm all about it. I want the very best games, the most beloved fan favorite games. I want them always to be current.
Yep.
Always. You guys have any idea how excited I was back when I thought Nintendo was remaking Mario 64? Like before it was announced and we knew what it was, but in the rumor period when I was like, oh my God, they're going to remake 64, I was losing my ever loving mind. So I was through the roof. So I'm all for this.
No, Kyle. Sorry, not just before we move on here, Kyle.
What the Canada, Kyle? Just
Yeah.
Well, it's
nobody
it's,
pay
Anytime she
attention to
talks
the
about a
numbers.
price, just remember
lower-
it's Canadian.
It's 40%
No,
higher.
Hold on. I'm buying the digital deluxe edition. I'm not just buying the standard version. I'm buying the digital deluxe because the Firefly edition was
It's
not
still
available.
more, though. It's still what the
It's
Canada.
still more
Yeah,
because Canada.
What the Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What does
what
the
Canada.
digital deluxe come with?
Everything but the Firefly, but the American Dreams comic in the Steelbook.
What they're letting you do if you buy the digital stuff is they're giving you upgrades earlier and they're giving you like extra guns and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bunch of stuff I won't use.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
very
what I was
excited.
looking at.
Hell, I bought a PS5. You need to know, there's nothing else I can say. I'm very excited.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Let's talk Devolver. We stream the Devolver Showcase as we do each and every year. And we saw Angry Foot, Cult of Lamb, Skate Story, and the Plucky Squire. I have already played the Cult of Lamb demo, so I will tell you the Cult of Lamb is fucking awesome. I am all in on this game. Day one. Cult of Lamb is great. I did not expect that to be the case at all. Like, I was watching the game for many months leading up to it. They kept saying Rogue, and I'm sure it's in there somewhere, but it played like Castle Crashers or kind of like Death's Door, like in the action sense, except that while you're going out on these little quests to kill people, you can farm resources like wood and stone and stuff, and then you come back and you have like this base building element where you build up your cult. So you convert people to follow you in your cult, and then you have to like make sure they're fed and make sure you have facilities, and then you go back on the run again and you get more shit and you come back and you dump it, and then you go on the run and you keep doing. I'm all in on this game. I am all in on Cult of Lamb. It's awesome. I need a limited run. I'm not sure if that's a thing that I've already missed or not, but like, yeah, I need a special edition of Cult of Lamb. It's real good. It's real good. It's like, I was trying to think of like how I would, if I was trying to pitch it to somebody, because the base building, at least in the demo, is very light. Dev, it's not like a lot. It's not like in depth. It's very simple. So like, if you took like the combat of Death's Door and Castle Crashers and like smashed it with Pokemon Quest,
You
it's
just
kind of
talked
like
me off
that.
the game. You talked me
Don't
off the
play
game.
the demo, man. Play the demo
I'm
first.
good.
It's
I don't want to
don't
take
say
care
that.
of people.
Play it. It's a free
I
demo.
don't want to take care of people. I don't
Stop.
want to come back and raise
Stop
a
it.
cult and bring them
You
wood.
You stop it. You stop
Can I let
it.
'em
Play the
die?
demo.
Can I just
Open
not
your
feed 'em?
mind. Open your mind.
Can I just not feed them and just let them all die off?
It looks, dude, it's so beautiful. It's such a gorgeous game. It's so, and it's not just a gorgeous game. It's a cool game. It looks so damn, it's such a Devolver joint. Play the game. You'll see what I'm talking about. Anybody else have anything else to say about Devolver?
Mecha
Plucky
Suit 51.
Squire.
Plucky Squire, dude.
That looked
Plucky
awesome.
Squire looks amazing. Yeah, it does. It really does. I'm sorry, Haley. I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I just said Mecha Suit 51.
Yes, Mecha Suda 51. Oh my God. Thank you for reminding me. Am I the drama? Was that the drama? Like, I've got gifts for days. I've got gifts forever. It is, oh man, Mecha Suda.
Oh.
Mecha Suda is incredible.
Yeah, and Skate Story. I'm very excited for that as well. So
Skate Story looked awesome. I don't
Of
want
course.
to play it, but it looked really cool. But Plucky
does.
Squire.
I'm gonna play Skate Story. I want to skate out of hell. It just looks like a real Zen experience, right? Like if
Yeah.
if the music in the trailer is like throughout, I'm totally down. Like that's
Just pop
That's
an
a game
edible.
to me. Yeah.
Turn it on. Turn it up.
Yeah.
Real loud, turn the
Fucking
lights down.
headphones.
Just,
Chill,
there
man.
you go. There you
Vibing.
Go. Go chill.
Vibing.
Yeah.
It's a Chalfie joint for sure. All right, moving on. Plucky Squire, honestly, one of the games of like the week. Plucky
Oh, yeah,
Squire looks
absolutely.
amazing. Kind of like not a Devolver game.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like something different from them for sure.
Nintendo
It didn't
game.
Quite fit. Absolutely, Nintendo game.
Yeah, looks great. Looks great. Okay. IGN Expo, Aliens Fireteam Elite DLC, Gun Rave, Madison, Forever Skies, Black and Load, and Trail Out. Does anybody have anything to say about one of those?
Nope.
Neither do
Don't
I,
even
but
know
I
what any
do
of
have
those are.
something to say about Wanted Dead. Wanted Dead is a game that I have been very excited about. I've been tagging Delvin in updates that we've been getting around for the year.
Yes.
Before last
That's
night's
cool.
announcements about Lollipop Chainsaw, there's a reason why I was excited for Wanted Dead, and it's because this kind of looks like a Suda game. Like
Yes,
it
does.
reminds me
100%.
most of a terrible Wii U game called Devil's Third. That's exactly what this game reminds me of, but it's kind of that no more heroes lollipop kind of thing where you've got like an agent who's taken down like it's Japanime, but you've got like this agent, you're taking down like this corporate Japanese conspiracy collusion stuff, and like there's a sword, so you've got like a katana where you just chop people's limbs off like Ninja Gaiden, but then there's also like a third person shooter element, and it just looks cool. It could be terrible. Like I want to be 100% up front. It could
I
be
remember this
terrible.
now.
But I've been talking about this game for a year and I really want it. I want it to be awesome is what I want it to be. I want it to be great, but who knows?
Yeah,
but
I'm here for this one.
yeah, it's
I'm
good.
here for this one. I remember
just
this
like
now.
it has potential.
Yeah.
I think whoever's doing it, and I don't have it in front of me and I don't remember, but I think whoever's doing it actually is he was either former Ninja Gaiden team or I don't know, it's something. I think there's some shared DNA on the dev side there. But the game looks great. It really does. It looks good. It looks like a Suda. And that's what I mean by great. It doesn't look great. The game looks like a great Suda game, which means it's like it could be a great 6 is what it could be. Probably not gonna be
It's got
great.
guns and swords.
Yeah,
I'm sold.
and scantily clad women and shit. Yeah, exactly. Get in here. We're doing hot shit. Get down here.
A solid 7.
Yeah, it could be. It could be an amazing 7. All right.
Yeah.
Other shows. We had a lot of shows this week. So let's just run them off one at a time. Or I'm going to run off all of them, and you tell me if you have a show or a game from one of these shows that you want to talk about. Wholesome Direct, Tribeca Games, Day of the Devs, the PC Game Show, the Future Game Show. Anybody have anything from one of those?
I didn't
What
even
was
know
that
those were
game we
things.
saw in the Future Game Show? Not
I've got
the
it.
PC Game Show that
I've got
we
it.
liked.
Yeah, don't worry. I've got it. Hayley, do you got any games from those?
Okay.
Solstice.
Solstice. Tell us about it.
That fucking game looks great. It's that one with the
Rebecca's not going
sword.
to like us.
No,
She's
That-
just in the chat going nuts.
The Solstice was that game when we were watching PC Game Show where like the sword transformed into a fucking scythe or whatnot. Like,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
that game looks
Okay.
fucking cool as hell. It comes out in September, and I hope it comes to console because it looks fucking delightful.
Cool. I have a few games. None of the Rebecca, don't go.
Rebecca, no.
She said, "Fuck y'all." This is my best. This is my favorite
Kyle,
Rebecca.
Kyle,
My favorite Rebecca.
clip that, please.
Oh my god.
In chat.
All right. So here's what I will say. I didn't watch the Wholesome Direct. What I did watch is Rebecca stream the Wholesome Direct, and there were a bunch of really cute, charming games that I didn't pay attention to or catch the name of. But there was one amazing like sim game that I wish was a golf sim. They kept showing like all this land and like all these trees. I was like, oh my god, make this Sid Meier's Sims Golf, and I am in heaven. But it wasn't. It was just another city builder that's cute. I was like, oh, that's great. I'm never going to play it. But I do have a list of games from some of those shows. And the game that Delvin was talking about was called The Invincible. The Invincible is kind of like this. It kind of reminds me of Journey of Savage Planet, but not like in the aesthetic at all. Because Journey of Savage Planet is really like saturated and colorful. This was like Mars. Think Mars. So like brown, gray, orange.
Yes.
It was Mars. But this person lands on Mars. They're walking around. You know, it's kind of like Firewatch, which is amazing because I have another Firewatch game I want to shout out. But what got cool was about halfway through it, they wake up like this robot, and the robot turns like crazy sentient and starts blowing shit up with like lasers and stuff.
Yes.
And that's when, like, you can tell on the stream, that's when we got quiet because we were like, oh shit, this looks kind of cool. And then because you can hear them like they're talking to each other, and then it gets crazy. And then at the end they showed the PS5 logo, and now Delvin's all in because it was hilarious because he was talking mad shit about this game 20 seconds before. He was like, oh, look at this trash. And then he was like, that looks cool. I want to get it.
Yeah. Once they said PS5, I'm all in, baby.
All in.
Switch sides.
Another game that I want to throw out, just keeping on the Firewatch. This is more Firewatch, I think, is a game called Arctic Awakening. There's a pilot. It's just a cinematic teaser, so I don't know. I mean, they showed some gameplay. You're a pilot and you crash in the Alaskan snow, and you have like this droid that like floats around with you and tells you stuff. And then like you wake up what you think is like a power plant, but it kind of seems alien. And then I guess it kind of turns into The Thing. If anybody's a horror fan, and it does look like it looks like Firewatch. Like if you imagine what Firewatch looks like in Alaska, that's exactly what this looks like. And you're also constantly talking on your radio to somebody else. So it's like Firewatch. I was like, that looks fucking dope. So I definitely wishlisted that game on Steam. If anybody out there, again, it's called Arctic Awakening. We also saw,
and it's also coming to PS5, PS4, and everything else.
Yeah. Yep. It is. There's also System Shock. We got a trailer, like actual live gameplay of System Shock. It's a remake from Night Dive that's been in the works for 5 years since that Kickstarter.
At least 5 years.
Yeah, we've been waiting. It's still no release date. Nobody has any idea when this game's coming out, but it looks cool. It looks good. It looks real good, actually. When I was watching, I was like, that looks real damn good. Like System Shock remake looks awesome. The other ones that I'll shout out, Gloomwood is the next game from New Blood, which makes Dusk and Ultra Kill and everything. And that's like a stealth action game. It's like their take on a stealth action game. There's a demo out there. And then The Altars. Those are my other ones from the other shows.
Cool, but we don't know much about it.
Exactly. Yeah, The Altars does look cool. Okay.
That trailer was like psychological horror the whole way through because he's just staring at everyone and he's like, why are they all the same?
Chat of the night. PC John or John 32, PC too slow. It's gonna be I want to change in our notes for the show to that. Graphics too fast, PC too slow.
God, what a banger tweet that we
that
keep
tweet
going
was
back
just
to.
nailed it. Just nailed it. All right. Moving on to Capcom's event. Monster Hunter Sunbreak gets a demo. Anybody gonna play it?
No.
Nope. Moving on.
Not at all.
Dragon's Dogma appears to be getting a sequel announced tomorrow.
Hey,
but
Capcom, way to kick me in the knees.
Let's talk about what Capcom did to their fans.
It wasn't aiming for your knees.
They hyped this event and they kept talking. They're showing all this Dragon's Dogma art and Resident Evil, and all these people are tuned in. They bring the guy out. He's in front of a Dragon's Dogma event and everything, and they're like, "Happy anniversary! We'll catch you next week." And they just kicked everybody in the ball, just slapped Garrett in the face. It was one of the hardest trolls I've ever seen. I was dying laughing in real time. I could not believe it. I can only think of like what would happen if Nintendo did the same thing to like Earthbound fans.
Dragon's Dogma, why would you do this to me, Capcom? Why would you kick me?
Garrett, so I don't talk about Capcom.
Why would you kick me when I'm down? Just give me the sequel. We already know it exists.
Brutalized.
Just give it to us.
Now, looks like they're going to make up for it. What's the next? Is it this weekend or tomorrow?
No, it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay, yeah. It looks like they're going to announce it tomorrow. Why are they stringing this shit out?
I hope they don't.
Oh, you hope they don't?
Yeah, I hope they. It's just like, no.
They announce like trading cards or something, like a t-shirt store.
Their web
just merch, just some merch.
Their web page back end has a pre-order button, so odds are it's like
pre-order for merch.
Yeah, it's
pre-order the merch.
10th anniversary, 10th anniversary remaster or something. But we already know Dragon's Dogma 2 exists. It leaked.
We do?
Yes, we do. It
no,
leaked.
We do. No,
that was some fan made. That wasn't real.
Come out.
Wow. Shaq just out here just assassinating.
Shaq is dying.
Shaq's just throwing swear words.
Shaq is invalid today.
Haymakers.
Hey, Capcom gonna come in the mall like Rick James. What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap.
Oh, I forgot. Did you see my Will Smith Chris Rock thing to Garrett? Okay. We saw our first look of actual like extended look of Resident Evil 4 remake, which looks amazing. It looks real good.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. Yeah, it looks real good. That's a day one purchase for sure.
Rebecca's back.
We also got Village got some updates. So there's DLC, The Shadow of Rose, a full third-person mode, Mercenaries,
Update where you can play as Lady D.
yep, and Resident Evil Reverse all come out October 28th.
Yep.
Super
I'm
excited
never
for
going to
third
play
person
that
mode.
game again.
I enjoyed it. I'm gonna try it.
I'll play the DLC, but I don't know that time skipping 16 years into the future is wise for story purposes, because at that point, you have off-screen killed like 5 Resident Evil protagonists.
Is one of Village missed so hard for me, and I don't want to just sit here and hate on it, but it is one of my least favorite Resident Evil games ever. Like, I huge miss. I was so excited, and I did not.
Delvin,
I mean,
you like everything, damn it.
I thought third
like
person,
what?
like when I was watching, I was like, maybe, and then I remembered, I was like, no.
So like Village was fun to play, but the story doesn't make any sense. And also,
Doesn't have to. It's Resident Evil.
I was gonna say, do any of them make sense?
That's a good point.
Okay, hold on. There's Resident Evil stories that make some kind of sense.
I agree,
But
Kyle.
then literally like this Resident Evil game, hey, what if we take our sort of make sense story and just went, hey, no, you can survive like fatal injury for no reason at all. That we reveal to you in a 5-second clip after spoiler, which I won't reveal because I know there's people in the chat who haven't played it, but 5 seconds to explain how that happens. In a game, by the way.
Look, it's very simple. Video games.
I'm caring less about. I don't
put some peroxide on it. That's
all of my comments.
On it.
All of my comments had zero to do with the narrative of the game. I just didn't like the game. I just didn't. So, okay. What I thought was way more exciting news than the Resident Evil you should be playing is Resident Evil 2, 3, and 7 got next gen patches that are available now.
Awesome.
You get high frame rate modes, 4K
you
modes, ray tracing.
The PS Plus collection.
Yeah, Resident Evil 7 doesn't let you
They did that to you guys? Talk about somebody in the balls.
Capcom just fucking everybody.
Damn.
I bought 7, but yeah, it came out this morning that if you own the PS collection version of 7, you can't upgrade for free.
You guys shouldn't take that shit.
People are mad, but Sony's not going to do anything, and I'm not even sure it was a Sony decision. This honestly seems like a Capcom decision at this point.
I was very excited. I got all 3 of those games on PC about a month ago for like $20, all of them. And more. I think I got 5 too. Like I got a bunch of there was like a bundle on sale on Steam, and I was like, "Oh yeah, the remasters are coming. I want to play them on PC. I'll just turn it up, man. Crank it up.
Turn it up to 11, baby.
Yes. Now we're talking.
Resident Evil 2 at 120 frames, by the way.
Anything
fucking fantastic.
Be able to see that.
Anything except
monitor.
I don't even care about 120. That's fine.
You don't care until you've played it.
I have played it.
God.
I've got the monitor. I've played it. Don't want it.
You have the TV. It's not.
Remember, I was telling you that before. I was telling you that even before I got the PC and everything. I've been telling everybody since the beginning. 120 is a little overrated. So is ray tracing. I'm fine with 4K.
Ray tracing is overrated except for what it does for sound.
Okay, but
that's a whole different level.
Ray tracing also locks the frame rate to 30 FPS, so fuck that shit. Get it out the door.
Again, see, what I want is 4K 60 with everything to max. That's Donnie's sweet spot. I'm very happy right there. The moment I've got to give you frames or anything back, now I don't like it anymore. And that rules out 144 and 20 for me. Like, oh, you can do 120, but we got to tone this shit down. Like, nope, don't want to do that. F that noise.
Is running at 4K 120.
Awesome.
So
that's very good. With ray tracing?
No, ray tracing is off.
Never mind. Yep. Never mind. I'll take all of the things turned on at 60, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Moving on to the next show, or not even the next show. We're going to talk about Xbox now. Please be excited. But before we talk about the Xbox show, let's talk about the pre-show, because Xbox had a ton of news that came out the day before their actual show. So, Xbox Cloud Gaming will support your entire game library in the near future, later this year. Not just Game Pass games. All of your games that you own, with some exceptions. They did put in like a bullet point. There'll be some that won't be there. But for the most part, your entire library will be playable via the cloud. It's kind of a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Very
It's
big
like if
deal.
you want to play on your
Nope.
PC or your laptop or your Chromebook or your phone or something on the your iPad, when you're away from your console, if you buy a brand new game and you want to keep playing, you don't have to wait for it to be on Game Pass. You can just play it on the go. John 30 says
in your back pocket, baby.
you can go portable. That's it. You can go portable.
Yeah.
Take your whole thing in your back pocket. Wherever you go, your games go.
They expect or Project Moorcroft is another code name. Boy, does Xbox love having code name. The Xbox just loves announcing things. They just love to have things to announce. They are going
to method.
That's true. It doesn't matter if we do it.
Just announce them.
Just announce it. It's spot on. They're going to let developers put game demos and trials onto Game Pass, and they're actually going to pay them to do so. So it's a little bit different than the PlayStation Plus thing, but they want to have
different. You mean better?
It is kind of, yeah. I didn't want to say that, but it is. I think it is.
No,
kind
you're
of
not
better.
wrong.
But I think that's cool, right? Like they see something and they want to do it, and so I think people will be able to try more things out. If you're a Game Pass member going forward, that's cool. They expect to have at least 5 new games in the next fiscal year before next June. And we're going to see later that they've got a shit ton of games coming, but from their internal studios, at least 5 new games. Nobody knows if that includes Deathloop and Ghostwire. I am personally under the impression that I don't think it does, because I actually think I can come up with at least 5 that aren't. And they specifically said new games. I don't think they're counting those as new games. I think they're counting those as just
count those either.
Yeah. There was when this came out, there were a lot of people who were like, yeah, but half of it's Ghostwire. It's like, I don't think it is though.
Nah, Doc.
No.
Yeah.
And again, like whatever marketing deal they had with Sony for Deathloop and Ghostwire, there was a reason they weren't mentioned at the show. And that's
100%.
because they're still under deal with Sony. The deal for Deathloop doesn't end until September, and Ghostwire doesn't end until March. So I'm
under the impression that we're just gonna find out about those on Game Pass, like in a blog.
Yeah,
like, it's just gonna be a Game Pass announcement one day. There's gonna be like, and Deathloop comes this month. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, probably.
Okay. Matt Booty says he doesn't want to break up any big communities across multiple platforms. Brand new titles going forward will be exclusive. He wants to add as many Activision Blizzard games to Game Pass as possible. I very much look forward to when that deal closes and they have that Bethesda moment where they're like, here's 60 new games in Game Pass. We've got 30 Call of Duties and every Diablo and everything. They're just going to put all of that shit in Game Pass. That's going to be a fun day.
Fun.
I think his comments about not wanting to break up communities is interesting, but it's still the same thing. We have no idea how this shakes out. Yeah,
that's true.
So.
The Xbox TV app is launching this month on Samsung 2022 smart TVs and monitors. It'll be available and the Xbox TV app will be available in 27 countries. We got to see hands-on with it. It only requires that you log into your Microsoft account. So like you just basically, if you're thinking of like a Roku, you click the Xbox app, it comes up, you log into your Microsoft app, and then boom, here comes your games profile. And it's kind of like the Game Pass UI on console, but it's better actually. Like it looks nicer.
Interesting that they're putting it into monitors.
Yeah,
because that means they have to add some kind of connectivity to monitors. Monitors simply don't have a networking port or
it's
any
smart
other way to
TVs
connect.
and smart monitors.
What the fuck is a smart monitor?
Those don't exist, Donnie. Those don't exist.
I don't know. I don't know what Samsung has. Does Samsung have something with a built-in sort of OLED?
No, my brother just bought a 2022 Samsung monitor. No network connectivity on the monitor at all.
Yeah, this is something totally new. Monitors don't have that, so I'm very curious to see what that looks like.
I don't know what it is. They did not announce a device, as a lot of people are expecting, but they did say that this is coming, and I would expect that device will come whenever they figure it out.
Oh,
I know they're working on a device.
If they want the streaming app on more things, like they're gonna have to find a way to get it to work on older TVs.
Of course. And it's not just older TVs. A lot of smart TVs don't have Bluetooth or firmware to support controllers. So they've got to create a device. It's coming. They did announce that PC Game Pass has grown 300% this year. 20% of the people playing Fortnite on Xbox Cloud are brand new Xbox Game Pass subscribers. And Microsoft is, quote, really focused on improving the Xbox app on PC, which
get rid of it.
God.
Just use BattleNet.
See, I I wouldn't hate that. I wouldn't hate if they. I would like to see,
Or better yet, just put it into Steam.
I would like to see BattleNet or Steam integration, but here's what I would like most, because I still believe in Xbox. I believe they can run their own app. I don't think that's a problem at all. Disconnect it from the Windows Store. Get out of the Windows firmware.
Yeah.
Just build a launcher and get away, because that's the thing, is the Game Pass app is just a skinned version of the Windows Store. That's all it is. It's not like a
It's not even
full-blown
a skinned version. It's like an extension of it.
Yeah.
Because all your stuff you still download.
That's
from
why it
the Windows
sucks.
Store. It's
That's
awful.
why it sucks. So get rid of that. And if you don't, if they don't want to do that, then integrate with Steam. Just let me connect my account to Steam and just let me download the games on Steam. Just do that. Pay Valve whatever they need to be paid to let us do that. Let me pay for it. I'll pay Valve. I will give Valve $5 a month to play all my Game Pass stuff.
Donnie's out here just throwing around all the money. I'm going to
Let's do
give
it.
you all the
Throw
money
around
for
all this
Lollipop
money.
Chainsaw. I'm going to give you a credit card for you to just go ahead and put everything in Steam.
I think that convenience is
make it
worth it
happen.
for the people that want to use Steam. That could, like, if you were a Steam Deck owner, would you not pay Valve $5 a month so you could use you could download all of your Game Pass games? I sure as hell would.
Yeah.
That's easy money. Hell, I was paying more than that to rebuy games that I already had in Game Pass. I own Gears on Steam.
Donnie is the whale they want.
So I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people doing that on Steam, especially with
I
Steam Decks.
I own
There's
a
lot
bunch of
people doing
games. I own a bunch of games on Steam that I own on Xbox. So
yeah, there's a lot of people doing that. So yeah, just let us integrate with Steam. Okay. Whew, let me take a break. We are an hour. Gosh. I'm trying. I've done my best to make sure that this isn't a 2.5 hour show. It might be 2 hours, but I'm trying my best to make sure it's not a 2.5 hour show. I'm going to take a drink.
Okay.
Gurgle, 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 gurgle.
It's been a hell of a week. For those of you that don't know, my wife's got COVID, and it's bad. Not like sniffly COVID. Like, she's up in that room like a scene from The Exorcist. Fever. She's like in a pool of sweat, cough and hang. It's bad. Doesn't sound good. So I've been doing like all the quarantining, all of the bleaching and sanitizing, making all the meals, running to the doctors. I've been going to 3 different hospitals, get her antivirals and everything. And then on top of that, PSXP, Xbox Drive, all the streams. Like, it's been a week. I'm exhausted.
An award.
Boy, I'm tired. I'm not trying to like self-pat myself on the back, but like what I need is a weekend. I need a weekend to sleep. That's what I need. I need to recover, man. I'm tired. Okay. The Xbox Showcase, the Xbox Bethesda Showcase. They announced early in the show that everything Showcase is expected, most things Showcase, I think is a better way of putting it, is expected to come out by next year at this time, by next June. So in the next 12 calendar months. There's an emphasis on that.
I mean, I loved that someone tweeted Xbox. So are you saying Silk Song is available 12 months from now?
Oh, that's definitely going to happen. A lot of people are applauding this move. They're like, this is great. I actually kind of winced when I heard him say it. I was like,
so is next year going to be the Xbox Bethesda Activision Showcase?
Yeah, it definitely will be.
Yeah.
They might have to have 2 showcases. They'll have the Xbox Activision
Didn't they
Showcase,
do that this
the
year?
Xbox Bethesda Showcase. Well, we'll talk about that. But I kind of winced. Only because everything has been delayed. And I would hate for 5 things to get delayed and then people go crazy on Twitter. And the reason that I say that is they also announced that they had a huge focus on gameplay during the showcase. And what have I told you guys for the last 2 years? I hate that Xbox completely caters to whatever social media says about Xbox. They give in to their fans so fast. And when people whine about, they only show cinematic trailers, what does Xbox do? We're not going to show any cinematic trailer. We'll just do gameplay. And then like, I don't like this. And they change. And we don't like Xbox Live. And they change. And don't raise the price on gold. And they change. It's
they aren't getting rid of live. We keep asking for that. That's the one.
Grow a spine. Do what you want to do. Do what you think is best. You run the company, not Twitter. I feel like the Twitter runs Xbox. Like, Twitter doesn't run Xbox. But anyway, that's a sandbox for me. It's always good to see gameplay. Don't get me wrong. I love seeing gameplay too, but I wouldn't mind seeing some cinematics, just like I wouldn't have mind seeing some
pizzazz, a little razzle dazzle.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing games beyond next June either. Okay, I've broken this showcase down into what I think are the highlight moments of the show And then I also have a very fancy chart that I went through that have all of the games that they announced, including, and I have them broken down by Game Pass and year. So we're going to try to cover everything. Highlight moments. Let's start with the biggest one. Starfield.
No Man's Sky.
Oh,
Is it a highlight?
I actually agree with you. Like, so like that comparison video came out, which I thought was hilarious when I first saw it. I was like, that they nailed it, spot on. And then IGN put it out, and then the internet mobbed IGN for it. They're like, oh, there's more to it than that. Well, fucking of course there's more to it than that.
Duh.
That wasn't what the video was about. The video was these things are the same.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of
Like No Man's
that was
Sky.
weird. Yeah. It's like, dude,
that was the Xbox just being mad. Xbox, getting rallying up like, no.
I actually saw
over it.
I saw more other game journalists and like commentary people, like influencers that were
Yeah, I saw.
yeah,
a
they're
lot
like,
of them.
oh my god, I can't believe IGN would compare the game like that. I was like, get off. What are you trying to? What's your point? That these games aren't similar in the ways that the video showed it? Because they are in the ways that the video showed. Yeah, but there's more to it than it's a Bethesda game. It's like, I don't think anybody is arguing that it isn't. Is anybody arguing that the Bethesda game isn't going to be is there somebody out there that like it's exactly like No Man's Sky? No,
It's
No.
Bethesda's
That's not the
version of
argument.
No Man's Sky. It's very
The
similar,
argument
but it's gonna
is-
have all the Bethesda tropes.
the argument was what they showed was very similar to No Man's Sky, and it was.
To the T.
No Man's Sky on crack.
Like, they have it in video. They caught them in 4K. How are you going to argue? How are you going to be out there like, well, there's going to be more to it? Like, no shit, there's going to be more to it. But what they showed wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have thoughts about Starfield. I said thoughts about Starfield. I had a great conversation with the Xbox Drive. I was so happy that they invited me to come join. If you guys would like to hear like long form thoughts about every game in the Xbox Showcase, definitely go listen to Xbox Drive. You should already be listening to the Xbox Drive because it's the best Xbox show on the internet. But before I get into my thoughts about Bethesda or about Starfield, I want to hear what you guys thought about Starfield.
So I talked a little bit about this on the stream. The trailer really didn't do much for me. It's Bethesda, so I'm gonna play it anyways. But I need them to showcase more for me. This this really didn't do a lot for me. As soon as I saw space combat, I grimaced because they're still using Creation Engine. So that spaceship is going to control like flying the dragon in the Morrowind location DLC. I forget the name of it for
I'm sure it'll be
Skyrim.
a little bit better than that.
It's going to feel bad though. It's going to feel stiff. They're still
Gonna
using
feel
Creation.
like Bethesda.
It's like 10
Yeah.
years later, though.
I mean, it's still using Creation Engine though. Like Bethesda, retire your engine.
Didn't they
It's
say they
30
rebuilt the engine for this?
Rebuilt? No, they didn't. It's still Creation Engine, and it's over 30 years old. Please retire your engine and use something that's current, please. That's a personal gripe, but it's Bethesda. One thing I will say I am excited about, they came out after the show. No fucking voice protagonist. Fucking thank you. That was my biggest gripe with Fallout 4.
Man, you let Link do it and everybody gets mad, but when Bethesda does it, everybody likes it. I'm kidding.
not a
I'm
fan of
joking.
this.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not a
know, I
fan.
know.
Give me back the voice.
No, I hated the voice in 4 because the dialogue options were not what they were supposed to be. It's like the fucking and this still bothers me to this day. It's like the Wolf Among Us. Glass him sounds like giving
Haley,
him a
tell
glass.
us how you really feel. Jeez, Haley,
Glass him.
Haley, take a
Sounds
breath.
like giving
Take
him
a breath.
glass.
Nobody should be that angry about a video game.
Glass him. Sounds like you're gonna give the guy a glass to drink out of. No,
Come on,
you
come on.
smack him over the head.
Haley,
with-
Woosah.
I don't even know what she's talking
Breathe.
I'm talking
Breathe,
about the Wolf
breathe,
Among Us.
breathe.
It's the dialogue option. You hit
How did we get
glass
here?
him.
Okay,
Because I'm talking about my dislike for the voice protagonist in Fallout 4 and making a comparison where the dialogue option does not match what the character actually says. I don't like that. So a non-voice protagonist, like in Skyrim and Fallout 3 and New Vegas, is a better option when I
Okay.
play an RPG.
okay.
Nah.
Or
Delvin.
they can just do it right.
Starfield.
I think it looks, to be honest, looks underwhelming. And it's not. I don't think it's like a bad game. It just this is not their fault at all. Let me be clear. It's not Bethesda's fault at all. But I think this is a situation where people built the hype for this game a little too much because of all the stories that we were seeing about the game and things like that. Like the past few years, like Starfield's coming. It's gonna be the next what was it?
Witcher.
Fallout in space. Witcher, yeah. We were hearing stuff like that. And now when you see this presentation of it, it's like, oh, it just looks like No Man's Sky, which is fine because I love No Man's Sky. I was one of the people who actually thought that game was excellent.
Yeah, a lot of people do. That was another thing I was thinking about those comparisons. Like people are like, "Oh, it's not that." I was like, "But people love No Man's." Like that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if it was like a better version of No Man's Sky. People love No Man's Sky.
Yeah, it's just I think people's expectations were maybe a little too high. They expected something, and when they got this, they're like,
"Okay, it's interesting."
We already have a George.
Yeah,
that's kind of how I felt.
We already have a George Brace.
That's good. That's good. That's good. I like it.
That's good. I would say the hype is warranted. It is, to me, it is exactly what they said it would be. It's a fucking Bethesda game in space. It's open world. There's a bunch of shit to do. The combat is gonna be janky. We'll have all the Bethesda jank. It's just gonna be in space. I had no interest in playing this from jump. This doesn't change any of that. I don't like open world Bethesda games. I'm good.
Okay. Well, again, like I did on the Xbox Drive, I'll do the same. Let me first own up to space isn't normally my favorite thing. I'm not a huge fan of Star Wars. I don't like Mass Effect, but it's not like I don't like anything in space. I like Metroid. I like Everspace. I like Star Fox. You know, I like space games too. But I wasn't like I was never.
I like space games too.
Yeah, because I just don't want to be. I don't want to be pigeonholed just off of the genre. But I will admit that I was never like excited for Starfield from the get-go. I would rather them make Elder Scrolls, personally, because I love
Skyrim. Make that first.
Yes,
right?
Make that now. I would rather have the next Elder Scrolls than Starfield. That said, I was underwhelmed with the presentation for a couple of reasons. The first reason is I thought the game looked rough. I brought this up live on stream.
It did.
The resolution looks rough. The performance looks rough. I rewatched the trailer in 4K 3 times. I still think it looks rough.
Oh, it was
not to be expected though. Like
no, hang on. The volumetrics look rough. The texture pop in looks rough. The asset pop in looks rough. I think the game.
I'm just hearing Bethesda. Hearing Bethesda.
Hang on, I'm getting there. Let me get to it. I think so. All the performance reasons, I think the game looks rough. The gunplay, I think, looks average at best, personally. Which I was really shocked because when we were live on stream, Dev, I pulled up Twitter and people were losing their minds. They were calling it amazing. They were going like you saw me last night about Lollipop being remade. That's how people were going Starfield, and I felt very just disconnected from the norm. I was like, what are they seeing that I don't see? They were like, look at the gunplay. I was like, this looks like Uncharted, original Dead Space gunplay. Like this doesn't look like gunplay. Like I wasn't looking at like, oh my God, look at the gun. It looks fun. I was like, it looks like they're shooting a gun. Like,
the three of us and Josh live on air all thought that looked rough, the gunplay. So.
But the reason that I find that concerning isn't necessarily that I don't think it'll be improved, because I absolutely think they're going to improve it before launch. Don't get me wrong. The reason I find it concerning is because 2 weeks ago, they thought this game was going to launch in November. And this game doesn't look ready to launch at all anytime soon. I was considering that they thought this game was about to launch in 5 months. I expected it to be further along. So now that we've seen them delay it, apparently, according to this showcase, before next June, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing launches next fall. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing launches in spring 2024. This thing needs more time in the oven, is what it needs. So to give them credit, as I did on the Xbox Drive, the thing that I would give them the most credit is I'm glad that they delayed it. It needed to be delayed. Yeah. They can't release Bethesda jank game. Too much of the company's profile and reputation relies on this game. They need to release it in the best state. Dev, what I said on stream, it reminds me of like Cyberpunk 1.0. That's what it looked like. Like when you see the characters and their hair and their expressions when they're talking, when they were at, was it New Atlantis? What was it called?
New Atlantis.
It looks like Skyrim from freaking Xbox 360.
Yeah, I was like, this doesn't look next gen. This doesn't look new and nice.
I wonder if it's just a case of them just trying to do way too fucking much. You don't know.
I hope not.
Yeah,
you don't need 1,000 planets.
100 systems, 1,000 planets. Fucking why?
You don't.
Well, hang on. I think that's a cool marketing thing. And if they pull it off, then I'm here for it. But at the same time, I understand. I think that's a very valid criticism. Now
let's tighten up. Let's tighten up all the systems, the gameplay, all that, and let's not worry about 1,000.
But like I said,
like stop all that.
They've got it. They've got the delay. They've got time. All of that's going to improve. The visuals, the performance, the optimization, it's all going to improve. Really? And if all of that improves, sure. My biggest thing as a Skyrim fan, and I know that they talked about factions and I know they talked about New Atlantis, but I still didn't see like, where's the hook? That's what I've always been looking for from Starfield. Like, give me a premise. Tell me why I'm colonizing the galaxy. Tell me what I'm doing. Why am I doing it? Like,
Can't you just go be a space pirate?
What's my motivation?
They didn't specify that.
They didn't specify. Now, again, and I made this point clear on Xbox Drive as well. They didn't need to. They don't have to answer all of my questions right now. They're not launching in 5 months.
Yeah.
A lot of these questions stem from the fact that they were supposedly launching in 5 months. Now that they're a year away, they've got a year to tell me. So I'm happy for that. I want to be clear. I'm not writing off this game and I'm not judging it. These are just my first impressions from what they showed. I've got a lot of questions and I need to be won over. And I hope they win me over. I'm rooting for them. Please win me over. Because they did show some cool stuff. Like those like those interstellar type of like camera cuts that the spaceship was landing and stuff. I was like, that's cool. Like I can imagine if that's done in like 4K and it's done right, like that could be real nice. But I still need to know, like, because in Skyrim, like you're the Dragonborn, there's dragons, you've got guilds, there's all like 1,000 things to do. Like you can live in that world. Why do I want to live in Starfield? Why do I want to see 1,000 planets?
Rebecca,
I would have thought they said. I swear I read that there was like you can kind of do whatever you want. You want to be a space cop? Go be a space cop.
That was the first thing they said. But I wanted to show me. Don't tell me in an interview. They had a round table where like Todd Howard.
The game ain't ready, so they can't show you shit.
Exactly, and that's my concerns. That's my criticism is show me.
Look, you pull the trigger, Rebecca. It just doesn't work. You know, you just pull the trigger.
This game did sort of come into focus. There was a big interview from IGN, so if I can give Ryan McCaffrey some credit, Bethesda in an interview with him confirmed that there are 4 cities. The city we saw, New Atlantis, is the biggest city that they've ever made in any game that they've ever done. The main quest will take between 30 and 40 hours, they estimate, to finish. There is more handcrafted content in this game than any game they've ever made, which is important, I think, to pull out because they did talk about how their galaxy is being built procedurally. So while it is procedurally, there's a lot of stuff here. I think one thing that's really caught on to people is they confirm that you cannot manually like leave and land on planets like No Man's Sky. And that's bothering some people. Like you can't just get in your spaceship and like just fly into the atmosphere. Like I guess that'll be like a menu option or something. Like you'll launch off. It's like Ratchet. Like you'll get in your spaceship and then pick a planet to go to, and you'll go. That is one of the coolest things in No Man's Sky. You just kind of like
just take
your spaceship and
I don't think you'll be able to do that.
The planet and just fly up into space. Then you just
well, I mean,
into the atmosphere. It's cool.
I'm sorry, but to answer Rebecca's question, she said, "How do you shoot a gun in space?" So a gun doesn't, like in space, there's no gravity, but anything in motion stays in motion. So I imagine if you shoot a gun, like that bullet will just travel forever until it hits something.
Look, man, it's real simple. The answer is video games.
Yeah, that's true.
Period.
That's true as well. So long story short, wrapping this conversation up, I need to see more from I need to be won over from Starfield. Personally, I agree. That was my takeaway. I wasn't that enamored with what we saw. Yeah. I think they should have opened with Starfield and closed on Redfall instead. So that'd be a great segue into the next game, which I think I agree. I think Redfall looks amazing. I am all in on Redfall. Redfall looks like polished. It looks close to launch. What they showed me looked very playable. That's Dev, did you watch the showcase at all?
Negative.
Okay, the Redfall gameplay is like Left 4 Dead, but it's got that Redfall kind of thing. They did say coming out after the show, they have hit like it seems like their big marketing beat is that there is a giant focus on solo play and single player campaign narrative. So while it is squad based, like they are adamant that you can totally single player this game. Their vampires look awesome. The game looks awesome. The gunplay looks awesome.
The game looks so much fun. And I think
exactly.
It's the Dishonored crew. So
people are like, Bethesda's gunplay looks good. It's like, did you see Redfall? That's what fun gunplay looks
fun.
Like.
Yeah.
That looks fun. That looks like something I want to do.
Redfall looks dope.
Also,
one of the
Redfall looks like a game where we have to try to figure out how we can all play together.
Exactly. It's like we've got to play.
Redfall also confirmed everyone can play as the same character if they want to, which fuck yeah, I love when games are like, hey, we don't care that like you're playing as Batgirl, and I'm just using them as an example. Like Batgirl, you're playing as Batgirl too.
Comes back to haunt us again
every time.
But like, look, if I can make the reference, I will. But like,
that
I
game
like
looks
when
so mid. People are out here angry about Sonic Frontiers.
Mid is actually giving it too much credit.
Like people are out here angry about Sonic Frontiers doing like petitions and shit. It's like, why don't you take that energy over to WB? Okay, that's the game that needs it.
Anyways, it's cool that you can play as the same character if you want to, because it doesn't like limit.
Rebecca came out of here. Like, she comes out of here, and Rebecca's very smart, way smarter than me. So what I'm about to say is by no means a slam on her intellect, but she comes out of here out of nowhere, and she goes, "You need oxygen to sustain fire in a night shoot." That was Rebecca. That was like 5 minutes ago. Did you just Google that? I just want to know. Like, did you just go and Google to come back with another point?
Where did this banjo stuff come from?
Yeah, why are we getting all the banjo?
Let me
stuff? That's something to do with you, doesn't it, Donnie?
I can explain this very much. Thank you so much, Kato Potato. Okay, so on the Nintendo Drive this week, I usually go into the Nintendo Drive, and for a very long time, like a good year, me and Kato have had like a rivalry. I'm always like shooting her opinions. Like we've never seen eye to eye on anything. So we kind of build like this very friendly rivalry until this week when she said on the podcast that Banjo's overrated. And I was like, I love you. You are now my favorite person in carpool gaming. This is it. Banjo is overrated. Banjo is so
100%.
mid. And what I said on Twitter today stands. If all these Banjo people in the world truly love Banjo like they say they did, they'd have Xboxes and play Rare Replay, but they don't. They just play their Switches and talk about their love, quote unquote, air quotes, for Banjo. Get out of here with this nonsense. Hashtag Banjo is overrated. I love Console Kato. The best. She's the best. Of course you agree, because that's just truth. It's just me spitting
overrated
truth.
is even,
spitting
nice.
hot fire,
It's trash.
Delvin.
It's trash.
Hot fire.
Also, if you missed it in chat, Rebecca confirmed that yes, she did Google that.
Oh, did she? I love Rebecca. Yes, Redfall. Redfall looks incredible. We need to play Redfall.
It does.
Next, God, we've got so many games to get through. 120. We're not going to make it. mega-sode is so big. We're not going to make it. Forza. Let's talk about the 2 Forza games that were showed. Forza Motorsport. Looks like the prettiest game I've ever seen. I can't believe Devin just got up and left. What a how dare him?
That's accurate.
Forza Motorsport.
That checks out.
Looks amazing. Good. Like just visually, technically looks incredible. Remember how people were like, oh my God, Gran Turismo? And this is not even shade. I agree Gran Turismo looked awesome. This looks way better though. It looks so much better. What did you guys think about Motorsport?
I'm not really like a fan of the Motorsport series.
Neither am I. I've never, to be honest with you, I can't even say that. I've never really played them. So this will be this will kind of be my first one, actually, I think is the best way of putting it. And I don't even know if I'm going to like it. I'm expecting not to like it, but I've got the racing wheel and I've been really into cars for the last couple of years. And if there's ever a time for me to do it, this would be the time. So I'm going to give it a try and see if they can win me over. I'm hoping that I can like turn everything on easy and just drive super awesome, pretty cars. That's the goal. That's the plan. Like, can I just not worry about road temperatures and my axle differential and all that shit? Like, can I just drive awesome looking cars and be cool? That's all I really want.
I would think so.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I'll be able to do that.
Yeah, I would think so. It looks good. Was it the crash damage? I like how that.
Yes, but as a lover of video games, right? Like, even if you don't like the game, but as a lover of video games, like anybody that watches that presentation has to be impressed with what Motorsport brought.
Oh, it looks great.
It looks amazing.
It looks great.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
I'm much more excited for the other Forza thing.
Okay, go Delvin. Anything else before we move on to Hot Wheels?
I never had like when they have video games, you have cars and the cars can't get damaged. I like, that's kind of weak. Never been my thing. I always like to have the realistic crash damage and stuff like that in games.
Fun fact, that decision usually isn't up to game developers. It's up to car companies not wanting their cars looking damaged.
I think sometimes it's up to that. I also think sometimes it's up to the console. Not all consoles, like to store that kind of data in memory requires a console that has the ability to do so. Okay, next Forza game was Forza Horizon 5, which got its first... Oh, by the way, Forza Motorsport won't be out till next spring, which if you listen to our show, I've been telling you that for a long time now. That shouldn't be a surprise. Yes. A lot of people were surprised about that. A lot of people were like, it's guaranteed to come out this November. And then when it wasn't, they're like, I can't believe Xbox isn't shipping a game this year. It's like, that's not surprising at all. From the Xbox sources that I typically listen to, like on their podcasts and stuff, I've been hearing from them for a while now that the Forza team wants to shift Forza to being a spring release instead of a winter release.
Yep.
Which I think makes sense. And also the thing that I've been telling everybody all year long is that Forza hasn't shipped their expansions yet. So why would they ship a new game? That makes no damn sense. So moving on to Forza Horizon 5, they announced their first expansion. If you bought their DLC pass, which you do have to buy, this does not come for the Game Pass. You've got to buy it. There were a lot of people that were surprised to learn you've got to buy this. Like, yeah, you've got to buy the DLC. They are bringing Hot Wheels back. But this isn't the Hot Wheels that you remember from Forza Horizon 3. Oh, no. This is much bigger and grander. The tracks are better. The cars are bigger. They have, 20 cars, 10 cars. I don't remember. But the thing that I latched onto is that they will also have Hot Wheels flavored seasonal events, Hot Wheels flavored smash boards, Hot Wheels flavored jumps. It's not just going to be the tracks and the races. And that means I'm absolutely playing Hot Wheels next month. Does it come out in July or August? I don't remember.
No, July 19th.
I am playing Forza next month. Absolutely. Hot Wheels wasn't my favorite. I was hoping for Lego.
Lego's cool.
But now that I know that we're getting jumps and stuff too, I'm all in. I can't wait. I'm very excited.
I'm fucking stoked for this. I loved the Hot Wheels expansion in Forza Horizon 3. But this looks way bigger. I'm excited. Looks fantastic. I can't wait to play this. So I need an Xbox, of course, that again now. But you
got to do it. You got to get it.
I don't know that I'm going to have $600 to spend on an Xbox.
Get the S. We talked about this. Get the S.
I want the X though.
Just get the S though. I think the S would totally be fine for you. You are primarily a PlayStation fan. The S was made for you. It's cheap. You primarily play on PC, on PlayStation, but you want Game Pass. Get the S. That's what the S is for. You're still getting ray tracing in Forza on S.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of games struggle to actually hit 60 on the S, which is what I want.
Yeah, it's probably not. You have to turn it off to hit 60, but yeah, I understand that. I'm with you. I have both. Get both. But you know what? Fuck it, Hayley. Get both. Buy them all. Why am I trying to protect your finances? I ain't trying to protect my finances. Get them both.
I mean, you're over here wanting to spend $500 on Lollipop Chainsaw. So
I do want to spend $500 on Lollipop. You have no idea. I definitely do. I know. Dev, what did you think about Forza?
What the fuck is Forza?
You don't see look on his face.
Man, how fucking dare you, Dev? How fucking dare you?
I'm gonna curb stomp him one day. Okay. The next highlight moment from the Xbox Bethesda showcase is Persona 3, 4, 5 coming to Xbox, coming to Game Pass. Wow.
I was so hyped for this. Persona 4 is one of
Congrats
my
to the
favorite games.
Persona fans.
Do you play Persona, Delvin?
Yes, I do. I love 4. I used to play it on my PSP all the time. It's a great game.
Nice. This is a
Super
huge
great.
announcement.
So
Huge announcement. This is
Huge.
a giant, big announcement for Xbox. For Xbox. Now,
Yeah.
in all fairness, it was announced it's coming to PC as well. They're coming to PlayStation, and I expect in a couple weeks when there's a Nintendo Direct, it will be announced it's coming to Switch as well. We talked about this earlier, I think last year when Atlas sent out that survey. It sounded like they wanted to go multi-platform. They were gauging the interest to go multi-platform. I expect that they are. I think this is huge news just for Xbox because for a very long time, a lot of people have said that they don't get Xbox because they don't have the quote-unquote type of games they want to play.
Yep.
And a lot of times
Yeah,
people are referring to
RPGs.
Persona.
Yep.
And
RPGs.
now they do. I said this on Xbox Drive, so let me posit the question to you guys. You tell me what you think. I don't think this announcement means that Persona 6 won't be exclusive to PlayStation because I still very much think that it will be.
I 100% agree that it will be
Okay.
exclusive.
I think it will be as well. There are a lot of Xbox fans that are like, we have Persona now. I'm like, I don't think you do. Like, I'm not sure that you do.
They thought they had Final
But you
Fantasy at
still
one point
get
too,
5.
didn't they?
Exactly.
Also,
I think they will this
Persona.
weekend. I
Just
think this
while-
weekend they'll have Final Fantasy.
while,
But I
while
don't.
we're
I think that's a Crisis Core thing.
no. While we're talking,
But it
while
won't
we're
be
talking
16.
Final Fantasy.
No.
While we're talking Final Fantasy, the snitch strikes again.
Ooh.
Tweeted out an image of Final Fantasy with blue, red, green, and black.
I thought that was
Square.
Crisis Core.
That's Crisis Core.
It looks
though,
like
yeah.
Crisis Core.
Yeah.
But I'm expecting the 7 Part 1 to go to Xbox.
Yeah,
as well.
I think I think what I said on the Xbox Drive, and I'll just say it again. I think PlayStation cares deeply about brands that are synonymous with PlayStation. And I think they will
Yes.
pay to make sure that that stays that way. Does that mean that no other Persona game will ever come to Xbox? No, I think it will come to Xbox, but I think it'll come delayed to Xbox.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I think will happen. I still think new marquee, like if you love Persona, if Persona is your favorite game and that's why you own consoles, you're gonna want a PlayStation. I'd be willing to make that bet. Now, I may be wrong, but I'd be willing to bet on that if anybody wants to take
But
me up.
even so,
It's still a big deal.
I think it's really cool to see a whole new generation of people who are Xbox fans who own nothing but Xbox getting to play these fantastic games. Persona 5 Royal is a
100%.
great game. I think everybody should try it. At least try it and
100%.
get experience. It's a great game.
Yep.
Persona 4 is one of my favorite PS Vita games.
for the
3
50th
is really
time.
good.
For the 50th time. No, I've already done high school once as a dude. Not doing it again. Fuck that.
I will say, I've got Persona stuff right here on my shelf. I love Persona. I love the animation of Persona. I don't like the video games.
Yes.
I'm such a poser. The video games are
Understandable.
such a time sink. They're like, you get in there and they're like, here's your agenda this week and make sure you show up on time. Like, fuck this. I had enough of that at work. So what I do, I just watch the Persona, the TV show. I just watch the animation. That's all
I got you.
and I'm totally fine. Like I love the music and everything, but I just don't have the time. And you guys know me. If our listeners don't, I don't like RPGs. Like I'm not an RPG fanatic. So these games coming is a big deal for Xbox, but like I'm not very excited because I'm not going to play them. Let me know when Persona 6 animation comes out. I'll watch that. I need the condensed version.
Great animation series, great game series. I'm super excited for the whole new generation to get a shot at it, even if they don't finish it, because most people don't finish Persona. Persona's a 100-hour game.
I played Persona 5. Like that was so I had a girlfriend back in high school that was really into Persona, and I sat on the couch, and I always say I played Persona 3 with her, and I watched her play Persona. And then I got Persona Golden on Vita, and I played it for probably, I don't know, 20, 30 hours, and I quit. And then I got Persona 5 on PlayStation 4, and I was like, this is the one. And then I got 30 hours, and I quit. I can't. I just can't. Like, I give up on it. It's like, it's exactly how I feel about Xenoblade. I don't have it in me anymore. The next highlight moment from the Xbox Bethesda showcase, and this, I believe, is a megaton. There was a place in the show where Hideo Kojima made an appearance, and he announced that he's working on a game with Xbox. Now, we've learned some of those things according to a leak about that game. Let's save that because it's in our buy and sell segment. But I want to just hear what you have to say. What do you think about Kojima just being associated with the Xbox brand, just showing up after Xbox? Like, that's, to me, as an Xbox fan and having heard a lot of the things people have said about Xbox, and usually things that they say why they don't like Xbox, Hideo Kojima just being in the presentation is a massive deal. Like, I can't say that enough. Like, a huge
to me, that
deal.
was the biggest news to me.
It's a gigantic deal. Yeah.
It is
Huge.
news, yeah. So
whether you like Kojima or not, if you know Xbox history and how people are like, they don't have a market in Japan. They don't really do. So Kojima is that guy that you want to have associated with Xbox. And I think it's cool that he's even out there. Even if he didn't show a game or nothing, like, hey, I'm working with Xbox. What's up? And
remember, I told you guys live on stream, that's exactly what PlayStation did with Kojima too.
Yep. Same style of announcement. He was
the
just
same thing. Yeah.
Better than what The Rock did.
We'll talk about the Kojima game. We didn't even talk about The Rock. Yeah, The Rock was in the Keeley thing. His Zoe energy drink needs to die already. Get rid of that nonsense.
It's delicious.
It's unfortunately one of the most successful energy drinks.
Right,
So.
It's really good.
We're an hour 30. I think we can at least get through in the next hour, maybe a little less. All right, Silk Song announced it's coming to Xbox Game Pass day one. Hollow Knight Silk Song. This is a huge announcement. Probably the biggest marquee indie game that was out there. We just didn't get a date. We don't know when it's coming. We assume it's coming before next June, which I think is a fair assumption. It's a huge deal, right? It's a huge deal.
Yeah, for Hollow Knight fans.
Anybody going to play it?
It's a huge deal.
This is a huge deal. This is a big deal. Very big.
Did this come to Game Pass? Like, that's a huge deal. Like, isn't
Yes.
everything coming to Game Pass? I'm not.
Wow. No. This is a big deal. Like, Hollow Knight fans, like Hollow Knight fandom, Silk Song fandom is up there with like Elden Ring fandom.
Yeah.
This is a huge deal. Huge. Oh yeah, big deal. You're gonna learn today.
I can't tell you how often I've heard about Silk Song.
Yeah, every time there's anytime there's any rumor of any Nintendo Direct presentation ever,
Silk Song is there. Yeah.
Oh my god, it floods the internet. Nothing but Silk Song. Those people go hard. They've been thirsty for any amount of news for years for this game. Yeah, this is a big deal, Dev.
I mean, we didn't learn anything new other than it's still coming. So I don't understand what's
it hasn't. But here's the thing: it was supposed to be DLC like 4 years ago, and then it just went quiet for years.
And it's still basically quiet because we don't have a date.
No,
it's coming.
They showed up.
Yes, by next June.
Yeah, but it's not quiet. They showed up again. That's a big deal.
We'll see if we get anything else.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. All right. The next highlight moment that I put down, and I only brought this up because I'm an Xbox fan. I don't even know if you guys have anything to say about this, so I'll start. Pentiment is a new IP coming from Obsidian. It's out this year. It's coming to Game Pass. So if you're wondering, like, hey, I've got Game Pass, there's no first-party releases, that's not true. There is a first-party release coming out. It's out this November. Here's the interesting thing about this as an Xbox fan. Let me guys school you a little bit. Pentiment has leaked a long time ago. And Jez Corden, specifically at Windows Central, has been talking about it a lot. And this is the Joss Sawyer game. He wrote Alpha Protocol. He's been a creative writer lead on most Fallout games. I think New Vegas and Fallout 4. Jez associated this game a long time ago with Disco Elysium. It was a non-combat narrative game, is what he said. And he said like Disco Elysium. So a lot of people have had it kind of in their brain. And if you go on Twitter and you just Google it or search on Twitter, you'll see people have talked about Pentiment being like Disco Elysium. The problem is when this game showed up, its art style looks like something that was ripped off of playing cards, which is not to say it's not very attractive. And I don't think
ugly ass game.
I think, it's not. The art style is definitely not for everybody. But more so than the art style, I don't think the early reporting on the leaks did this game any like service when people finally saw it. I think it was jarring for people when they finally saw what it was compared to what they had in their mind. Joss Sawyer came out after the game's announcement and he said, hey, we're not like Disco Elysium at all. He said, we're more like Night in the Woods or Oxenfree. That's exciting if you're a fan of... I like both of those games. So actually hearing him say that, I was like, maybe I'll give this game... I'm going to give it a try because it's on Game Pass. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to download and give it a try. I don't know if I'm going to like it because the art style is, again, not for everyone. But I think it's notable just because of what like the rumors and the early info on this game may mean for it in the end. Like, I wonder if they may have done a disservice to this game, actually, and they might be getting off on the wrong foot because of it, which is something, because we like to talk about rumors. I own that. I like to talk about rumors. But I think, like, to talk about rumors, you need to cover not only the rumors early, but talk about what the rumors mean after the announcement. So what do you guys think, if anything? If not, we can just move on.
Well, I already discussed it on the live stream of it. I wasn't too thrilled about this game. It looks okay. Then when they originally said it was always like Disco Elysium, I was like, ugh. I wasn't a fan of that game at all. Like,
yeah, I wasn't a fan of Disco either. But like when he says Oxenfree, though, does it maybe change your mind? Because to me, Oxenfree and Disco Elysium are extremely different games.
Oh yeah,
completely different games.
Yeah. So when he says Oxenfree, I'm like, yes, I'll try it.
That makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll try it if that's the case. But
so we're gonna talk about Pentiment, not Flintlock. That's how we feel.
That's how we feel. That's how I feel. You want to talk about Flintlock? Okay. Talk about Flintlock.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
I told every one of you,
it's down the list.
If you have a game you want to talk about, bring it to the show. So let's talk about. If you want to talk about, I just don't think Flintlock was a highlight of the show. I was saving that for the Game Pass part of the show.
That was my highlight of the show. So
okay,
we'll get to it for Game Pass.
Do you think it was bigger highlight than Diablo 4? Because I don't.
For me, it was.
Oh my!
I don't care about what for the show. It's all about me.
Diablo 4. Talk about bangers, all right? When people talk about bangers, highlight moments, Diablo 4 finally showed off. It's coming in 2023. We got to see full gameplay of Diablo 4 running on Xbox Series X, and I thought it looked amazing. We talked about the Necromancer and everything. I'm all in on Diablo 4.
Oh, so am I.
I've got some questions that I've been asking every show that I've been on about Diablo 4. That I'll save, but what did you guys think of Diablo?
Oh, it looked fantastic. Full crossplay. So, Donnie, if you want to play together, we can do that.
I've never played Diablo with anybody. I've only ever played by myself.
Fair enough.
I've never played with anybody ever. That happens every time anytime I'm playing Diablo, like Sean and Grouchy, like, let's play together. I'm like, nope, don't want to do that.
No.
It looks cool. I'm excited. A little interesting that Witch Doctor is not one of the standard classes, but I'll take Necromancer. That's cool. Cool replacement.
Here's my question. Dev, Diablo? You don't care about Diablo at all?
I mean, it's more Diablo. I mean,
it is. That's true.
So
Kyle totally got me in the chat. I was like, I want to see gameplay because they were showing cinematics. And Kyle was like, look at any other Diablo game. I was like, you motherfucker.
Exactly. It's the same thing. It's it's gonna look pretty.
He got me. True. I just wanted to see it. Okay. Here's my question. We know that Activision Blizzard is in merger talks with Xbox. Yep. Do you think Diablo launches in the Game Pass?
Yes.
Do you think the deal will close before this game launches?
Yes.
Hell yeah, because who the hell knows when this game is actually going to launch?
It's supposed to launch before next June, according to the showcase.
Yeah,
we'll see.
So the real question, I guess, to put more emphasis on is, do you think the deal closes before next June?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to go yes. I'm going to go yes.
Okay.
Sure.
I have a follow-up question. And I already know Dev's answer is no, based on what he said. So I have a follow-up question for you two. If the deal doesn't close before this game releases, let's just say, hear me out. We know that if the deal is expected to close, that it'll leak early. Like we've seen that before. Like, let's say the deal is expected to close in August. We'll know that in like June or May. Like Jason will do something about like the deal's going to close. They're just wrapping it up. Let's say this game comes out in June, but the deal is expected to close in August. Do you buy Diablo or do you wait for Game Pass?
Oh, I'd buy it.
I wait.
I'm gonna play it on.
I buy it. Yeah, I'm a buyer too. I'm just buying the game.
I don't have Game Pass, so unless they have the family thing, I'll be buying it.
Okay.
But cool. I'm gonna play on PlayStation anyways. So
yeah,
like,
I thought so.
I would buy it regardless. But I mean, for the Xbox community, it depends on how big of a fan of Diablo they are. Because I mean,
I never wait on anything to come to Game Pass that I really want to play. Like, I really want to play Madden. So this year's Madden, I'm not going to wait for. I'm going to buy because I think this year's Madden looks dope, and I don't want to wait.
Exactly.
Well, you can play the 10-hour trial and then decide from that.
That's true. If I exhaust the 10-hour trial, then I'll buy the game.
Like to give a comparison, I know I'm gonna play Elden Ring. I'm just waiting for it to go on sale.
And for the record, I'm not like for or against anything. I just think it's a good. I think this is a conversation we might have a couple times before this game launches.
I just think very interesting question.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out because it will. We know that it will come to game at some point. It will come. This game is coming to Game Pass.
Yeah,
like unless the deal just falls through, which I don't think any of us expect.
I mean, no, I don't expect it to. But
at some
if it
point,
does,
this will come to Game Pass.
If it does, I would be more likely to see like studio breakups happen if the deal fails to close. Like,
yeah.
So,
okay. Next highlight that I had: Riot Games made an appearance during the show, Dev, and they said that basically like all of their games are coming to Game Pass. League of Legends, Valorant, all the things. And then what they said in addition to that is if you subscribe to Game Pass, you will unlock all the characters and stuff. So Destin Legary did the math for us, so we didn't have to because I don't play Riot Games. There are over 125 million monthly active players of League of Legends, and all of them, should they subscribe to Game Pass, will be able to unlock all champions a value of $641 each. That doesn't include the 16 million players that play Valorant. This is huge. This is kind of a really
125 million more subscribers to Xbox Game Pass.
And surely most of them won't subscribe, but like the fact that you're even marketing to that many people is a big deal. Like if Game Pass is at 25 million, which I don't think it is, I think it's bigger than that, but let's just say it's at 25 million. This deal alone probably gets them to 30. Like they'll probably get 5 million. Yeah, I think so too, but like I'm trying to be nice. Like they'll get 5 million out of those people. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. Okay. Need another drink.
Sweet chart time.
48 minutes.
Donnie's got a ridiculous ass chart here. He's got 2022 games, 2023 games, non-Game Pass offers, and he's got everything highlighted.
Xbox released a giant graphic of all the games coming to their console for the next 2 years. What I did is I went through it, I broke it down by year, then I broke it down by what's coming to Game Pass and what's not. So, let me talk about my biggest issue with the show to begin with. The fact that they showed Fallout 76, Grounded, Microsoft Flight Sim, and Sea of Thieves. For the love of God, stop. Like, please stop putting this stuff in there. So, I'm just get that out of the way. Throw it out. Halo Infinite Season 3 as well. Just, that's out of here.
Same with Sea of Thieves. Just forget about it.
Let's talk about 2022. I'm going to read off a bunch of games. A Plague Tale Requiem, As Dusk Falls, Atomic Heart, Gunfire Reborn, High on Life, Naraka Blade Point, which is a battle royale samurai game, Dev. I thought of you when we were watching it.
I know all about that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Party Animals, Pentiment, Persona 5 Royal, Scorn, Slime Rancher 2, Donnie's favorite of this group, Somerville, and Warhammer 40,000 Darktide. All of the games that I just read are coming this year and are coming to Game Pass.
Atomic Heart?
2022.
Yeah, it's coming. They reiterate it's apparently going to make it. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, they came back
the devs
out.
did that, not Xbox.
Yeah,
the
devs came back out.
Yeah, they released a trailer and everything.
Re-put out the same trailer.
I dropped that in Fantasy League.
I know, and somebody already picked it up. Wasn't me. I didn't pick it up. It
should have been you.
No, John 32 picked it up. I'm pretty sure.
Did you imagine the Etu Brutus
John
moment?
32
like, but he got it.
Hey, I need more help than John 32. I'm sitting over here with 5 points, okay?
I don't think John has any more money.
Also, hey, Dev, speaking of Fantasy Critic, fuck you. You got Evil West, and I'm upset now.
I'm getting Evil West. That game looks good.
That game looks great.
Okay, so all of those games are coming this year, and they're coming to Game Pass. Of that list, I'm very excited to play As Dusk Falls, Atomic Heart, and Somerville. I will play A Plague Tale Requiem because I do think the gameplay demo that they showed was good. I'm hoping that the upgrades that they've done to the game and the stealth and combat hook me in a way the first game did it. Oh, and Scorn. Completely forgot. And Scorn. Scorn looks amazing. I want all of the Scorn. Give me all of the Scorn.
Scorn looks so gross.
So sick. Oh, it's going to be so just slimy and slithery and tentacly, and just give it to me. Give it to me, baby.
The tweet a lot of Pierce made using Scorn.
That is the tweet of the year.
Oh, it's
that is the tweet of the year.
Gold.
Before we move on from 2022, I want to add that Valheim is coming to Game Pass. and apparently it's coming to console. That was exciting news that they didn't include in their showcase. That was in the extended showcase yesterday. Valheim's coming to console and also coming to Game Pass. So I have it marked for PC Game Pass, but it's also coming to console Game Pass, which is cool.
That's what the blue is.
Yep, that's what the blue is. So anybody have anything to say about any of those games?
Plague Tale looks cool.
Okay.
I'm curious if there's more combat compared to the first one.
Well, they showed more combat.
There is, yeah. There's more
They
combat.
showed it in the trailer. The trailer looks significantly beefed up than the first one, which has me intrigued because I quit on the first one about halfway through. Delvin, honestly, the reason I broke down this list was honestly for you. You were like, I want to know what's coming to Game Pass this year. Well, that's what it is. So I broke it down for you.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
List, I think. It's a lot. It's a lot coming on.
And that's not like the EA games that'll be in there and the indies. Like they'll have more than that, but those are the highlights. You're getting Persona 5 Royal this year in Game Pass.
That's great. I think this kind of answers people's question when they're like, "Oh, nothing coming to Xbox." No, you have all this stuff coming.
Xbox has all the games, people.
Remember when the reporters were like, "I'm canceling my Game Pass. Something comes on Game Pass." What did I tell you guys? Give it a month.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people don't get this. Xbox will always prioritize Game Pass. Whether their first-party games make it or not, Game Pass will always bring it. I think it's the lowest expectation to have whenever Xbox has a presentation for Game Pass to come out looking awesome. That's like the lowest expectation you have. The lowest bar is they're going to show us a shit ton of Game Pass games. That's the lowest bar.
Yeah.
Okay, 2023. Let's talk about roadmap going forward. Arc 2. God, that shouldn't even have been in the.
Don't care.
They didn't even show anything.
Yeah, we'll save it. We'll save it. All right, moving on. Ayuden Chronicle, 100 Heroes, Erebon Shadow Legacy, Flintlock, Forza Motorsport, Minecraft Legends, Persona 3 Portable, Persona 4 Golden, Ravenlock, Redfall, Replaced, Stalker 2, Starfield, The Last Case of Benedict Fox, Wolong, Fallen Dynasty, Great Call, Delvin, and Cocoon. All of those games are coming to Xbox Game Pass on console, and then Era History Untold, the League of Legends games, Teamfight Tactics, and Valorant are coming to PC Game Pass. So, Dev, tell me about Flintlock.
Man, Flintlock looks awesome. I don't understand how you didn't have that as a highlight. That shit.
I called it generic Forspoken. It looks like Aldi version of Forspoken.
No. Your quote was generic Godfall on the show.
No. I said Forspoken, and Josh said Godfall. I don't even know what Godfall is, but I said it looked like
Jesus Christ.
It's the great value Forspoken is what that game is. And it comes from the people of Ashen, and I think I'm going to play it. I think it looks cool, but I mean, you can't say it looks as good as Forspoken. It does look like the great.
No, it doesn't. When I saw this, I wasn't even thinking about Forspoken. I was just like, this shit looks cool.
Really?
I want to slice some.
The
fools
first
up
thing I thought of, I was like, that looks a lot like Forspoken.
Yeah,
it's from the devs that made Ashen.
I've never played Ashen.
I didn't like Ashen.
Typically, when I see games, I don't typically think of other games. I'm just looking at whatever it is. Like I don't automatically go to a comparison.
I always try to think of how do I talk about that game in a sense that the listener of our podcast can view it in their head.
It just looks like a really cool third-person linear action adventure game.
That could be any game. You just described like a bajillion games.
No, when I say linear, I mean it's not some big open world, have a bunch of shit to do. No, just give me
even
a nice
when you say linear, it's still a bajillion
story.
Games. There are bajillion games just like that. When I say great value brand Forspoken, I think that paints a really good picture of that game in people's heads. It's not a bad thing. It could be great. It can be both.
Could be fun. Yeah.
I think it looks dope, and I'm here for it.
Okay. I think Cocoon is amazing. I think it's one of the most fresh, new, novel game demos, trailers I've seen in years. This is for those that don't know, the Playdead Studios that made Inside and Limbo. They had a split. Half of that split's making Somerville. The other half apparently is making Cocoon. I now want them to split again because I love what both of these developers do, and I would like 4 games from them instead of 2. So I'm very excited on Cocoon. It's one of my highlights of the show.
Yep.
I also think Ravenlock looked really good.
It did. So did the last case of Benedict.
Yes. Ravenlock is from the folks that made Echo Chamber, and it looks really good. And then, yes, as you said, the last case of Benedict Fox is kind of a H.P. Lovecraft Metroidvania. I think that game looks amazing. Just visually, it looks very good.
Looks
And
very
I'm down for like that puzzle platformer Metroidvania type style. I just think the title is bad. The last case of Benedict Fox reminds me a lot of the Vincent, the Artful
Curious
Escape
Case
Vincent
of Benjamin
Vendetti.
Button.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Erebon
Oh.
Shadow Legends looks cool too.
It does look cool. I don't know if it's a game for me, but it does look cool. I think Dev might even like that game.
What game? What? Huh?
Erebon Shadow Legacy.
Legends.
Oh, no, I
there
saw that. I was like, nah, I'm cool.
Okay.
Replaced, man. Replaced. That's it.
Yes, replaced for sure.
Redfall, obviously.
Yep.
I'm excited for that.
Minecraft is interesting. It
Redfall.
broke early that there was a Minecraft RTS, and then this game came out and said it's an action strategy game. And the more I look about it, read about it, I kind of think it is it's like an RTS light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because Minecraft's aimed at a more like childlike audience, so I wouldn't expect children to be able to handle.
Yeah, it's not like
in-depth RTS.
It's not like Civ RTS or like Units RTS, but it's kind of like you can like almost like Pikmin RTS, like you can like grab people surround, but you still have action like I like Minecraft Dungeons. I'm down for any Minecraft spin-off that they want to do.
Dungeons was cool.
Yeah. So those are really good. Those are my highlights. Delvin, do you have anything else to add to those?
No, kind of nailed it all. Like
He likes them all. He likes everything.
So
that Arc 2, they got to stop showing that shit,
dude.
They really do.
So that was my next point. Overall, because I know we've just read off a bunch of games, so let's kind of refocus here. Overall, I thought the showcase was good. I gave it a B.
That was very good.
I thought they showed a ton of shit. Like, honestly, a fire hose of games. My argument is they could have cut out about 30% of that. There were a lot of games they showed that they shouldn't have, that they could have condensed the show, and I think it would have made a better show.
Yeah, I agree.
I would have flip-flopped Starfield and Redfall personally. I know the reason they didn't is because that's what they did last year. And I think it was so funny because a lot of people thought they should have flip-flopped them last year. So it seems like back-to-back years they've done those in both the wrong order. They should have flip-flopped them in both years. Last year, Redfall should have gone first. This year, Redfall should have gone second. Yeah, but overall, shit ton of games coming to Game Pass. And really, I think it doesn't matter what kind of player you are, PC, third-person, action, FPS, like Xbox delivered a game, multiple games, I would say, for everybody. Oh, yeah. Everybody got a game that they like from the showcase, and that's really good.
That's impressive.
That's impressive.
Even
very
kids.
Good. Yep. Okay, Tuesday, they had the Xbox Extended Showcase. I did not watch it live because my wife had COVID, but to be honest with you, I probably wouldn't watch it live anyway because they said in advance, they were like, it's going to be a lot of the same stuff. But what did come out of that, I think, this is just according to Twitter, again, I didn't read it, was the Valheim was coming to console. Fall Guys is getting Halo content. Apparently, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game is coming to Game Pass. And then there was an amazing, if I can shout out one thing from this, there was an amazing update from the GSC World Studio that's doing Stalker 2 in Ukraine. Have you guys watched that video?
No.
Oh my God. Like, it shows their developers. They're like, here's what our studio looked like before the war started. And then you see them packing up and moving and getting on buses. And then you see the people that stayed and they're volunteering. They're running shelters. One dude's like on a damn machine gun. The dude's like on the front. I was like, holy shit. Like, it's just very like close to home. They're like, we can't wait to deliver our game to you. But yeah, it's going to be delayed, which I've been telling everybody all year long it's going to be delayed. I've been saying replaced, Stalker 2. I thought Atomic Heart. I thought all those games are getting delayed. But it just brought a lot of realism to what they're like. That's their life right now. That's what the fuck they're dealing with. They're dealing with some real shit right now. Mm-hmm. And it was just great. It was great that they did it. And it was great that Xbox showcased it. And I think I saw it on my Twitter because I follow a lot of Xbox news sources. It definitely seemed like it was starting to hit home with people. Like, guys, you remember I told you I was upset when there were people were like, oh my God, I can't believe you delayed your game. Get the fuck over yourselves. Like, they're in a war zone right now.
Yeah. Like,
It puts things in perspective.
It does.
Fucking first world problem ass. They're in a war. Like,
It does.
Chill.
An actual war, like not what we play on TV.
Not no
They're
video
actual
games.
war.
You know what I'm saying? It's real life.
Okay. I understand that we've lost a lot of viewers because this has already been 2 hours. That is all of the showcases from Summer Game Mess for mega-sode. So let's hit some quick hitters. Bloomberg reports that Ragnarok is still set for 2022 and slated to launch this November. Do you believe him?
Yes.
Yep.
Merch just leaked again, by the way, with an October 29th release date. So
I've always believed him.
Cool.
I never
Yeah.
thought those studio folks would go as hard as they've been going if it was in danger of being delayed.
Corey tweeted that he was playing something and he couldn't get away
not
from
just
it.
It'd be
tweeted
amazing if
Corey-
tomorrow he showed a picture of him playing Last of Us Remake.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah. Also, not just Corey tweeted. Corey came back to Twitter. Motherfucker had his Twitter account disabled for like 2 months.
Why?
Came back.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Why do you know that?
Why do I know that? Because he and a lot of
Haley
peers-
goes hard in the paint.
Haley made him disable his Twitter.
No, because a lot of Pierce and Corey used to tweet back and forth with each other like they've been doing now, and he's been gone for like 2 months off Twitter. Like you'd go to his account, and his account does not exist. He came back to Twitter after David Jaffe was like, I just heard from a Sony insider that God of War Ragnarok is no longer 2022. And Corey quote tweeted him and went, wait, what? With a gif of Kratos entering the door.
I missed Nick Fallhaber's comment in the chat. He says, even if Microsoft relieves nothing for the rest of the year, I still have more games to play than I have time to play. That's true.
Yep, 100%.
That's true.
All that's an always realistic thing. Like
Yeah.
I'm waiting for people to realize that for them, it's not like the Nintendo Sony expectation of like, you've got to give me so many exclusives a year for me to warrant this. Like, they are Game Pass. I've been saying this for years now.
there are so many games.
Like, yeah, you're going to get games. Like, the first party stuff just kind of works its way in whenever it's ready. But, like, don't worry. Games are coming. They'll always be coming. Like, they're coming.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we're going to play God of War Ragnarok, which is cool because I've got a PlayStation 5, guys. I'm going to play it with you.
Yeah.
Super fun.
That's great.
Dragon Age Absolution's coming to Netflix, as is the new Castlevania series. What do you guys think about Dragon Age coming to the silver screen, if you will?
Dragon Age, I'm fucking
If it's
stoked
good,
for.
I'm excited for it.
Do you think it can be?
Yes.
Like, are you down for
It's
a
possible.
Dragon
The
Age series?
Yes.
The Castlevania
Okay.
series
It's
is awesome,
it's
so-
animated. It's animated.
is.
Animated is D&D. Sure, it'll work. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Activision recognizes and begins negotiations with Raven Union. That's the headlines are going around. They're required to, like, they're legally
I was gonna
required
say,
to
like,
by law.
Isn't that what you have to do?
Which is that's
This
the only
is a
reason
news.
that's the only reason I even put it in here. It's just to reiterate that they have to. They have to. We already talked about System Shock. Square is having a Final Fantasy VII anniversary celebration tomorrow.
Mhm.
10
It's supposed
minutes
to be-
long.
It's
10
only
minutes
10
long.
minutes long. Like,
They're going to announce that it's
Just
coming
released it.
to
Just released
Xbox and PC and Switch Cloud version.
Probably.
Crisis Core. Can we just get something for
Probably.
part 2, please? That's all I want. Just
What
give-
is
give me a-
Crisis
just Give me a
Core?
tease.
It's
Crisis
like
Core is
That
a
is the
PSP
PSP
game.
game.
You
Mm.
play
Stars
who? Zach.
Clouds Zach.
Yeah.
Do you know how you
play
felt
who-
about 30 minutes ago when I was talking about Forza?
Yep.
That's exactly how I feel right now.
I already knew that.
I know. I'm just reiterating
Yeah.
for the listener at
Mhm.
home.
Oh, they knew.
I really wish Xbox would put like Final Fantasy's logo up with a cancel symbol. And they were like, we will never ever have this game on our console.
Y'all would
I
piss
want
off the
somebody to
internet.
go as
I would
hard
like
as
them to
Final
just to piss off
Fantasy
the
is.
internet.
It would be great, wouldn't it?
It'd be
Just
great.
no. You know what? PlayStation wants it. I would love Phil
They
to come
can
out.
have
He's
it.
like, you can fucking
We'll give you
have
money to take it forever.
Like, Final Fantasy puts it up and they just delist it. They're like, nope. Mm-mm. Not having any of that. I want to talk about PlayStation Plus, but before we do, Assassin's Creed got a surprise celebration stream yesterday.
Yep.
Celebration.
It was so awesome. They're like, people are like, are they going to talk about Assassin's Creed Infinite? Is Rift? No, they're going to talk about their new Rogue mode coming to Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Fuck my life, guys. Assassin's Creed wants to rogue everything. Everything needs to be a rogue. And you guys know how. And look, I'm sorry.
Not
I
just
feel
a
like
rogue,
I need
but a rogue battle royale. That's the future.
I feel like I need to apologize to Board of Video Games. They like the rogues. I know Josh and Kyle do. Every time I see rogue, honestly, what goes, and I know it's not fair, and it doesn't apply to Hades because Hades did it well. That I absolutely will actually acknowledge. But every other time I see rogue, what goes through my head is like the old arcade. It's like where they made the game so hard you keep putting in quarters. When I see rogue, what comes in my head is how can we make people play and replay the same content as much as possible? Like instead of making new content for the player to play, how can we reorg the content to make them play it again? That's what happens in my head when I see rogue. And I'm so glad that Valhalla gave us the 300-hour epic that it was. I never even finished all of it. But like, I really hope that like isn't the future that they want to do, because they did it with Far Cry. Now they're doing it with Valhalla. It seems to be like, I guess, on the minds of Creed developers or managers or directors
of video games, period.
Yeah, like, you're right. Like every third game is a rogue. Like everything is a fucking. It's like, stop doing this. Stop. How about you just make a new level that we can play? Stop making a rogue.
Strategy.
Just
it's
make a new
people trying
level.
to have the strategies figured. It's the new hotness, you know.
Oh, I hate this.
It's just like everything was a battle royale for a while, and everything's.
You're right. You're right. You're not wrong. You're 100% right.
Goes in waves.
This is the hotness that I don't like.
It'll go away eventually, and we'll just get a bunch of story based games again. Like
I hope so.
It's right away, baby.
The new PlayStation Plus launched.
Yep.
Classic games in North America are 60 hertz.
Yeah, NSTC versions.
Awesome. That's amazing.
It's
I played Hot Shots. Oh,
did you actually upgrade?
No. I owned Hot Shots. I was very happy I could download.
I was going to say, I paid $7 to upgrade for 19 days, and then they want to charge me $60 for 3 months for premium. So at the end of the month, I'm just. I
can't upgrade unless I write them a check for $70 or $110.
Yeah,
I can't even upgrade. I don't understand. I really don't understand why I can't upgrade for however much the credit that I have on file is worth. Like I have PlayStation Plus for 200, like for 2 years, right? They said it was 600 days, but I can't just have that convert into Plus or Premium or Essential or whatever the fuck they call it. I have to actually write them a check for the difference. Because I wanted to upgrade just to try it. I was like, I just want to see what's available, and I can't unless I write them a check for $100. Which I will tell you, I wasn't opposed to. I'm not like complaining about the price. Like I was like, $100 isn't too bad if there's a lot of games. My initial thing that I asked you guys, if Horizon Forbidden West was on that list, I probably would have, but it's not.
It's there for 5 hours game trial.
I'm not writing you $100 to play 5 hours of a game.
Yeah, I mean that's all you need to play.
I'd rather just buy the. I'll just buy the game.
Donnie, at this point in like 3 days, you'll be able to download the whole fucking game anyways.
Why?
Because I haven't seen my boss sign on to PlayStation in 2 months. So at this point, I'm just tempted.
Oh, am I going to hook up with you?
Yeah,
I need a PlayStation Game Pass fan.
To just give you my credentials. So.
Specifically, I need a PlayStation like devout fan that I can pick up off their first party digital purchases. That's what I'm in need of.
I mean, I like again.
Won't be me.
I made.
Can we share Plus?
So the thing is you would be able to.
Fuck.
If Donnie has my console, his console set as my home console. Yes, any games I buy or get through Plus, he could play.
Then I'll cut you a check for Plus then.
Because the difference is you would not be able to do the PS3 game streaming though, because you would have to be signed in.
Nobody's fucking doing that.
I know, but
who's doing that? Nobody's doing that. Is anybody doing that? Are there people out there streaming?
There's people doing that. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Fuck's wrong with those people?
My game share partner loves to stream all that shit.
I did play Hot Shots. And when I mean Hot Shots, I mean Hot Shots, like Hot Shots.
Yeah, PS1
like
Hot
1994 Hot Shots.
Yeah. I saw it.
And Dev, I played it for like 4 hours.
I know you did. I kept seeing. I'm like, just stream it already.
I didn't play it for
giving
like
us
10
these
minutes.
stupid tweets. Just stream it.
I just kept playing.
Hey, I mean,
getting holes in one and stuff.
Oh yeah,
just stream it.
Getting trophies
like a glove,
for it too.
baby. Just out there like shooter, just killing it. It was great. It was great. But yeah, Hayley, I'm down. We can game share. I'm willing to pitch in. I won't buy a lot of things, but I'm willing to pitch in when I can. But the only thing that I really want is Horizon. Like, I'll buy God of War digitally if you let me pitch in with you.
Oh, I mean, I was gonna buy God of War anyways. I'm not worried. You know,
now you get free God of War. All right, 2 hours and 11 minutes. I'm 11 minutes behind where I wanted to be, but I got to tell you, with everything that we've covered, I think that's not too bad. Like, we knew that this is the giant show of the year, right? Like, it's pretty good, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Buy or sell. Here comes our rumor segment, guys. Tom Henderson reports Overdose, which is the game from Kojima, can be played in first or third person, and reports that it's being played on a phone. Fuck that. Nobody who
No, but that was just the Game Pass in your pocket.
Everybody got so excited. They're like, Kojima's here. I don't think people are ready for this. When Kojima's like, and he pulls out his iPhone, he's like, here's how you, they've got to make it like playable with a controller, right? Like, they've got to make it. Yeah, okay.
Without
that was just the
so
Game
we all
Pass,
agree with that
version. It was your remote play. That's all that was.
So Dev, this game was originally pitched to Stadia and they turned it down. So this has always been a cloud game.
Mm-hmm.
VGC reported back in February that Google Stadia's team had canceled dozens of projects, including this one. Could you imagine if Google Stadia came out with Kojima? Like, what an alternate reality we would have been in.
They said, let me find all the ways we can fuck it up.
That's exactly
and hit every single branch.
You nailed it. Like, honestly, from the start, they were like, how do we torpedo this?
How do we make this worse?
Supposedly, Overdose is an episodic horror game. This is the Xbox cloud-based title that was announced. And it's in development for Kojima. Nobody knows how long it'll take, but it is playable in some form. As long as the four of us agree that before this game releases, they've got to make it like downloadable, playable with a controller. Do you think Xbox will actually release a cloud touch-only game from Kojima?
Yes.
Maybe.
No.
You do, Hayley.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh my god. See, here's the thing. I kind of agree with you. I think it's possible too.
If they want to sell their cloud-based service, this is how they do it.
That is the thing that'll upset me the most. If they're like, you have to play touchscreen on your phone, I'll never play it.
That Kojima likes doing weird stuff.
I know.
One game
I'm with you.
You had to play the game outside the charged thing. So this is one of those weird ass.
Even in
Kojima
PT, you had
things.
to you had to play PT with your microphone on.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I can totally 100% see this being a cloud-based only game that you have to play.
Imagine Xbox finally getting a Kojima game and this being it. Oh my god.
I mean, it sounds right. It makes perfect
This is the
sense.
most disappointing news I've ever heard.
For your buy or sell, I buy.
Oh my god. Second buy or sell. 007 was not shown after lots of speculation, leaks, and actual proven their trophies, their developers earning trophies. People know that this is a thing. So people are asking where it was. And I've got a few things to tell you. Apparently in 2 weeks, there'll be a Nintendo Direct. And if it's not there, there is a GoldenEye 007 documentary coming out on the 27th of August. The anniversary of GoldenEye 007 is the 25th of August. No, I'm sorry. I think the documentary is coming out on the 27th of this month. The anniversary of 007 is August 25th. That's during Gamescom. So it could be an Xbox announcement during Gamescom. I happen to think that it'll be announced during the Nintendo Direct. As I keep trying to remind people, Nintendo has to sign off on this. Just like Lollipop Chainsaw, I expect that they have to have sign-offs from WB and Grasshopper, I think. But I know...
They may also need a sign-off from Nigri as well to reuse her likeness.
According to, Jeff Grubb and Eurogamer and IGN that I followed throughout the years, Nintendo still owns license to GoldenEye 007 from the N64. For that game to release, it has to have Nintendo's approval. So to me, it would make sense that if they're going to announce that game, that remake, the HD remaster, whatever you want to call it, I feel like Nintendo would probably get first say on that. So I'm expecting it in 2 weeks, and if not in 2 weeks, in August. And Dev, that's everything I had for news.
Yeah, I'm selling that. The game ain't never coming.
You don't think it's definitely coming.
Pipe dream. It's never coming.
It's definitely coming.
Pipe dream.
Dude, there's 30 achievements on Xbox Live that you can see. They're the public. People are earning them. People are playing it. It's a real thing.
Those are all hacks. They weren't supposed to have
hacks.
it. It's never coming.
They're developers at Rare.
Yeah. Rare has the only option. They're the only
So
ones.
it's only Rare only. You
only
work
Rare.
at Rare.
Only Rare.
Okay.
Yep.
I can
never
respect
coming.
that. Okay. Okay.
All right. It's time for some questions. Let Donnie take a break. Take a sip of his drink. Kyle wants to know, in your opinion, who had the best showcase during this year's Summer Game Fest? Devolver.
Devolver, baby. It's always Devolver. Dev, did you know we had 300 people watching us do Devolver Live?
That is just insane. I had no idea.
I love this little niche Devolver reputation that you and I have gathered over the years. It's one of my favorite things about PSVG. If we've done nothing else, if we close this thing and we did nothing else, we have helped bring Devolver to the masses. I feel like Devolver is starting to catch on in popularity.
Mm-hmm.
Like more and more people are into Devolver. And as I love to reiterate to people, I feel like it's like when you get caught onto a band before they make it big. So you feel a little bit more special about it when they do. I feel like that's us in Devolver. It's like, we were there first.
We were there first. So Devolver, reward us and give us some shit. All right.
We should actually let them know that we're doing this. I don't think they even know who
they have no idea.
Yeah, it might be important.
Let us have actual Devolver Max Pass Plus. Let us be the only people that have it.
Get on that, Dev. You got to write them an email or something. But I was very excited to see so many people show up for our Devolver stream. Thank you so much, listeners, PSVG fans, or Devolver fans out there.
Mega-sode 51, thanks you
Mega-sode, as well. Baby. Oh my God.
That was awesome.
Is that the drama? I'm going to use it forever. Oh, it was so good. Oh, God, it was so damn good.
Did you see the GIF Kyle made of you in the Discord already this evening?
Oh, yeah. No, not this evening. No.
No, there's one.
There's
damn.
It's in the Discord already, yeah.
Well, it's be exciting.
You guys, either Delvin, Hayley, best show of the Summer Game Fest?
Devolver.
No, it was Devolver.
Okay.
Wow, I did not expect Delvin to say Devolver at all.
I'm just glad that you guys all had the correct response.
I thought PlayStation show was strong.
It was strong, but
banger after banger, man. It's Stray, Final Fantasy, Resident Evil.
But it didn't have any pizzazz. There was no panache.
Definitely no Mega-sode, man.
But
you mean Tom Clancy's Animal Crossing?
Yeah, that
fucking epic.
That whole bit, I want that shirt. Tom Clancy's Animal Crossing. Give that to me.
They put so much care into
They do.
Into their show, and it shows, and I think they should be rewarded for it. Like if you
absolutely
take the time to make this,
we were so excited every time they pressed the button. Like every time they were like, "Press the button, do
it." Good stuff. TPR wants to know, if we had E3 time, like we've had it over the past week or so with Summer Games Fest and other individual presentations moving forward, would you approve? And if so, are there any specific improvements you'd like to see? He also said, P.S. I can't believe mega-sode willed new lollipop chainsaw into existence.
All behold mega-sode. My answer is no. For as great as this week was, and I loved it. I had a blast. I was on 1,000 streams and podcasts. Don't get me wrong. This is my element. It's everything that I want. It was still not E3. It just wasn't. And I don't think this can be E3 in its current format unless Jeff gets better participation. Like there is no direct here, and it's a giant glaring hole. There's no Ubisoft. It's a giant glaring hole. There's nothing from EA, and it's a giant glaring hole. You know, like even Jeff's show, to be honest with you, it had bangers, right? Like he had the Last of Us remake. That's a huge get for Jeff.
Yeah.
If that was in the PlayStation show, the PlayStation show would be completely like thought of differently. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, he also had a lot of stuff that like wasn't for a lot of people, according to like how I'm seeing its reception online.
Yeah,
I liked the show, but it wasn't an E3 showcase.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's put it this way. I didn't feel the need to watch any of the streams. I was totally okay just catching on the news. Where if it would have been pressers, I would have watched them.
The difference with E3,
presser, I'd have watched it.
What I always bring up is that if this was E3 and all of the publishers were showing, everything Jeff had would have been sprinkled throughout their shows.
Yeah.
Instead of just being one show. right? And that would have been more exciting. So I don't think that this was an adequate replacement for E3, but in a non-E3 world, if this is what we get, then this is what we get. I'll take it over nothing.
Yep.
Yep. I mean,
agree.
I at least it's all in one. It was mostly all in 1 week, unlike last year.
I just love video games.
Yeah.
And
That was great.
I love video games marketing. Video game marketing, countdown to more marketing. Like, video games are a special place where like we celebrate commercials and trailers.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Like movies and shit. Like movies kind of do for like really big releases, but there's no event where it's like here's 100 movie trailers.
I'll tell you right now, the only movie I'm excited to see a trailer for is the fucking Barbie movie, because what the fuck is that? Based on that image of Ryan Gosling that came out today.
Party.
That song,
I'm cool
not
with
in the movie. Already confirmed. Not in the movie.
Well,
You
that
had
movie
one-
sucks
was
now.
a Barbie
You had
movie.
what? You had one job.
Yeah, as I say, now that movie is less because of it. No, yeah.
All right. Writer Streamer wants to know, what are your first impressions of Nightingale? My first impression is, what the hell is Nightingale?
I feel like I should know this and I don't remember.
It was a game I think shown at Xbox, maybe, or Day of the Devs.
I think so.
One
Really?
of the two. Hold on. Vamp. Everybody, vamp.
Vamp? What the fuck?
Nobody's
Vamp
vamping.
is the villain from Metal Gear 3.
Redfall,
If I
baby.
remember
Vamp.
correctly. Yeah, there you go.
Um,
Vamp.
I definitely don't remember
Oh.
this at the Xbox show.
It was at Summer Games Fest, apparently. Yeah, it looks pretty.
Okay. It does
Some
look pretty.
weird.
Oh, it's
Very-
a
From
Hmm.
Inflection Games. That's the only thing that they've done.
it's a shared shared building survival game.
It's
Never
got, like,
mind.
Some
Not
survival
my,
horror. It's got some
Disregard.
cards and some magic.
not
Disregard.
my thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna let
Good
you have
choice.
that one, Crystal. You can have that one. That's all you. It's all you, homie. I want no parts. of
First
that.
impressions, I hope you like it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me too. Me too.
Absolutely.
I wish you nothing
There
but
you
the
go.
best. What I was going to say is, at the very least, of all the games and everything, I love celebrating like video games. And I love, like, one of my favorite comments I've received a few times this week was like, I can't believe Donnie's bringing like so much hype to the show, brings Nintendo Shack and like Xbox. Like, that's what I love about video games. It's not, I'm not like excited to be excited. I'm not trying to like, I love video games at the
I
very
don't
least.
understand.
It doesn't matter like brand, console, who gives a shit? Like, video games are fucking awesome and I want to see them. That's why I stream the PC Gamer Show. You know, it's like, give them to me.
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's
you guys
go. Like,
forget that the house party was centered around the idea of being able to do E3 together.
yes,
like-
if you can't be excited about developers showing you their games, like if you can't be excited about this week, like if you're one of those people like the Xbox show was kind of bland, maybe like don't commentary on video games. Like maybe don't have a YouTube channel. Like maybe this isn't for you. Maybe find something you're really passionate about
Maybe don't
and do that
spend-
instead.
Yeah.
Maybe
The
don't
Xbox
spend
show
your
was.
And I'm not
kinda
trying to
bland.
be a dick, but it's like if a publisher can't show you 100 video games and you find something to be excited for, you know, like that's
You
a
don't
big
like video
problem.
games. You don't like
Don't-
video
yeah.
games.
Maybe don't spend
Yeah.
your time on forums like NeoGAF or whatever, complaining that the Xbox show was an F-, because absolutely not. So
Who's
Yeah, like-
going?
Well,
Who's
some
going to
people
look
just
at
like to
that?
complain.
There's got to be
Some people like to
something
complain.
in
That's all it
one
is.
of these shows that got you really excited. Something has got you really excited.
who's
if
going?
if it didn't, then I question how much. I don't want to say love. I don't want to like broad strokes, right? But it's like if you don't find anything that you're liking here, and then it's kind of like maybe this isn't the hobby, or maybe you're just like in a bad place. I don't know, like work out, go hiking, I like go golfing. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm really not trying to be a dick, but it's like if you can't find anything that makes you happy this week, like will there be a week that you can find happiness? I guess it's like what I'm trying to say. Like, what are you looking for?
These are not the games you're looking for.
You know, it's just it's a high bar to set. If you're like nothing did it for me, it's like that's a really high bar to meet. Then, like you can only like video
That's the
games.
extreme that they showed.
Yeah, it was a shit.
Or you're a
ton to
Nintendo fan.
see. Even
There
Nintendo
was
fans
no
are really
there was no
excited.
direct.
They saw Hollow Knight. They're like, "Oh my god, Hollow Knight!"
Did they?
There were a lot of Nintendo fans that were like, "Why is this at the Xbox show?" It's like, just be happy. Just be happy you're seeing Hollow Knight. I'll tell you why it's at the Xbox show. Because Uncle Phil, baby, he wrote that check. He sat down and said, "Team Cherry, how much do you need?" Done.
Show me the money.
That's it.
All right, so now we're getting trolled by Matthew Dawson. He says, favorite Call of Duty zombie map? Go.
I wish Kevin was here because I think he does this more than I do.
I've never played Call of Duty
zombies.
So.
My favorite Call of Duty map was the one. I don't remember which game it was from.
Call of Duty Zombies map. Zombies map.
Right.
It's called, not Call of Duty Zombies.
Well, multiplayer to me is only zombies. So there was one that you played Alcatraz, which was fucking awesome.
That one was cool. I was also thinking of the one with
my favorite one was Infinite Warfare, the 80s one. That's my favorite.
That was cool too. I was thinking of the one I think it's from like Call of Duty World War II or whatever, the one where the guy's walking around with the lantern.
I got nothing for you there. The other one that I was going to bring up was World of War, which I think was like the first one.
That was where zombies started, yeah.
I played it like on Wii, and then I played on 360, and I loved it then because I think it was the first one. I was like, this is amazing. And then I've played a lot of them since, but my thing about Call of Duty and zombies, especially zombies, because I think maybe this is a thing, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm not the biggest Black Ops fan. Like, a lot of people are like fucking really into Black Ops, and like I play the Black Ops campaigns, but I'm not like into Black Ops. Like I like Modern Warfare way better than Black Ops, which I feel like is that a strange thing to say? Because I feel like a lot of Call of Duty fans fucking love Black Ops.
So people
I don't know
really...
Call of Duty fans that like the campaigns.
Okay,
well, yeah, fans I know.
You're right.
Like
I know that
so
that's a strange thing.
Idea.
I'm just talking about like franchises. I feel like franchises, people love Black Ops.
Black Ops does well because of zombies, but also because the original Black Ops had Zorg in it.
The fuck is
like,
Zorg?
But yeah, the Alcatraz one, I don't remember which that game was, but it also had like that actor from like a Bronx Tale, like the old like mafia movies and stuff in it. And I thought that was really cool, but not cool enough to even remember what game it was from. So like I was trying to
wait, Deb, you don't know what Zork is?
No.
It's an old text-based ROM game that, like, if you get up and walk around as Mason in Black Ops, like the main menu screen, you can literally fucking play Zork in Call of Duty's Black Ops.
I didn't play Black Ops, so no.
But Infinite Warfare, the 80s mode was dope. That was one of my favorite things about that game. It was really, really, really good.
Modern Warfare, nothing for me.
Yeah, I'm not that way because I play them all, but I get really excited for Modern Warfare. Like Modern Warfare is like pre-order day one game.
The last Call of Duty story that I played was Modern Warfare. I didn't.
Where like Vanguard, I got on sale. Other games I'll wait for cheap, But like when Modern Warfare is like, oh, I got to be there for Modern Warfare.
I just wait for Delvin to get upset at the game and send it to me.
That's smart.
Exactly.
That's smart.
Why would
Very
this
wise.
goddamn
Very
game
wise.
install? Fuck this shit. I'm sending it to Dev. You install it. I'll play on Game Pass.
All right, we're gonna end on this question because it's been a long night and I gotta go put my kids to bed.
I had to go make dinner.
RD93 wants to know who is
R2D2?
the snitch, and is he the greatest leaker
I'm sorry,
insider of all time?
It's Rude Days 93. He's in our Discord.
Oh, we'll see. You just
because I abbreviate him, short him, man. Yeah, Rude Days 93.
Rude Days 93. He wants to know who's the snitch, and is he the greatest inside leaker of all time?
Let me ask you this, because this was brought up earlier. Hayley brought up they. We keep doing the he/she thing. Is it fair to say he for a persona that you don't know the gender of if the avatar in the account is male?
I mean, the avatar in the account is Matthew McConaughey from
right. No, I understand that it's not the right person, but like if the avatar is male, is it okay in shorthand to say he, or is that frowned upon?
I would go with they, but I'm trans, so that's
of course. No, I'm asking.
Yeah.
I'm more Hayley. I'm asking for permission.
Idea.
Oh, I mean, I don't care how you do it. I just Garrett. I only brought it up because
I'm gonna be the guy. I'm gonna be the guy on Twitter. Like, look, my trans friend said it's okay.
I mean, I don't care. Do what makes you comfortable. Garrett wrote he/she in the Discord, and I was like, you could have just said they. I was just trying to be funny with Garrett. That's all.
I see.
But
I feel like it's.
doesn't the they
I feel
mean
like
that
it's
you
weird.
Identify as both.
See, when I say they,
So,
I think
because if you
plural.
say he
Is
or
it
she,
just
it's
me?
like you don't know which one, right?
When
No,
I say they, it sounds like more than one.
Yeah.
Well, so the way that they them pronouns work is
That's a group of people.
well, yes and no. There's also
Not
formal ways to
necessarily.
use it as pronouns for just a singular person, as well as usually sometimes you'll also come across non-binary people who don't only use they them pronouns. Like I'm gonna use like a
Like they use
content
both?
creator. They use she and they. So she they. So you can interchangeably use she or they pronouns for
Yeah,
that
I've seen
specific
or they.
purpose. Yeah.
Look.
Yep. Same goes
Unless
for
they put it in their profile and tell me which one to use, I'm not gonna know which one. So it's probably just gonna be a he if I see a male. It's gonna be a she if I see
that's
a
what I was
female.
thinking. Like the picture is a guy. So until we
that
learn,
thinking can get you
Anyway,
in trouble, but
But
I
here's
don't
the
personally
problem:
care.
if you don't say, how am I supposed to know? How am I supposed to know any other way? Especially when I'm putting it in a question.
I mean,
it's a Twitter profile, not a person. We haven't even seen the person. It's a Twitter account.
Also, let's be honest. There's a very specific reason they haven't put identifying information.
Can we call
in
it
their
the bot?
profile.
The
Yes,
bot
we-
named
yeah.
the snitch.
Yes, we can call it the bot. That works.
Either way.
Although, again,
Or wait a minute, what was it? The player
Is
player
the bot
one,
the greatest snitch?
Hang
Is
on a second.
the greatest leaker of all time?
Player One podcast calls people's Twitter accounts hacker alias, and that fits very well.
Yeah.
Hacker alias named the snitch.
Mhm.
Who is hacker alias named the
yeah.
snitch?
But also, there's no identifying information in that profile because they don't want to be identified because they're likely leaking.
It's
shit under
100%.
NDA.
It's 100% Tom Henderson.
Think so?
I do. He leaks all kinds of shit.
He don't care about NDAs.
But here's the thing: not only does he leak it, he gets all kinds of shit from like VG. Have you seen VGC?
Yes.
Oh,
They go hard on stuff. They're like, oh, the people out here just leaking shit. Like they get so petty about it too. I think that's why this is it.
I saw someone claim it
wants
was
to leak
Jason
it.
Schreier.
No. Jason
Jason.
Jason Scoops
It's not Jason
doesn't
Schreier.
leak.
Yeah.
Tom Henderson leaks.
Also, I love that last week Kojima Productions was like, "Hey, can you take this down?" And Tom Henderson went, "No, I just
Absolutely
like
not.
No.
God, he went so Leo, just absolutely fucking not.
Nah.
So good.
It's 100% Tom Henderson. Because here's the
Makes
thing.
sense to me.
Here's the thing, guys. I know it's not Jeff.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
no.
not Jeff.
So it's 100%
If
Tom.
Jeff was gonna,
Tom makes a lot of good sense.
if Jeff was gonna leak something, Jeff would just do it on his own Twitter profile.
No, like he's very cagey about his leaks. He's cryptic and stuff. Tom Henderson just leaks shit.
Yeah.
He's like, here's the video that they shot.
Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna
He
do?
leaked. Tom Henderson leaked the fucking Pro controller for PlayStation.
And I love that
today.
he's like, and he comes out and because like VGC, who is the VGC guy?
I don't know.
Who's the writer?
Mm.
Okay, because they were getting into kind of
Soundboard.
they were it was because they were kind of getting into a thing on the internet the other day, like maybe like last week they were getting into like a who's who of or like it was basically like conduct unbecoming, and that guy that writes for the VGC, he's real petty. Like if anybody sources one of their articles and doesn't like he'll call them out. He goes hard.
He called Imran Khan out.
Yeah, he goes hard, like in the paint. He gets
Yeah.
big mad about people like now. I will tell you this, like in his defense, whoever he is, I can't even find his name. He's a very good journalist, so he does a good job of reporting the news. So I don't think it's wrong. I just think he's a little Andy Robinson. He just goes a little too hard. He cares a little too much, I think, about video game news. But he was all like, I can't believe these people are, breaking NDAs. And Tom Henderson like quote tweeted him. He was like, if you're signing NDAs over this shit, you're a fool. So that 100% makes me think that the snitch is Tom Henderson.
Makes
I think it's Tom.
Works for me.
And this is just like his way of being able to leak stuff that would probably get him in trouble without getting him in trouble.
I
love it.
I like the profile picture being the Matthew McConaughey image from fucking True Detective, where he's shaking his head, going, "What the
Is that
fuck?"
what it is? That's
from
not
True
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. That's not where that's from. That's not Matthew McConaughey. That's like the Blink 182 guy, right?
It's Matthew McConaughey in True Detective.
It's not.
I think
That's not
that is
what
the
Matthew
biggest
McConaughey
one,
looks
yeah.
like. That is not Matthew McConaughey. I'm 100% on that. I know that for sure. I thought it was like the parody Blink 182 video, but I know for sure it's not Matthew McConaughey.
That's what it
not
looks like. It
Matthew
looks
McConaughey
like that parody Blink 182 video.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hang on. Here we go. Let's see your share screen
I'm looking it up.
window video.
Get it right, Donnie.
I got you. I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I don't think this was
Yeah.
the Blink 182
Oh,
announcement
okay.
fans were hoping for.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Now,
That's exactly what it is.
yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay. Well, now we've got that out the way. We're fucking done here. All right.
What a show.
Yes.
We're done.
Games are
Anybody else
fucking
got
awesome.
anything else they want to add? Because it's been a long time.
A lot of great
I enjoyed
games.
myself.
Play what you enjoy. Don't be an asshole on the internet.
Buy video games. Buy some video games.
Yes. Unless you have Game Pass,
Bananarama.
then I guess you don't have to buy video.
You already have. You've already bought it. True gamers have Game Pass. Real gamers have Game Pass.
I'll be a fake ass gamer then. I'm cool with that.
Dev's like, I'm a poser, bitch.
Straight poser. Straight
Oh,
poser. I don't even know I'm on this show.
I had
Fucking
so
Game
much fun
Pass
this
ass
week,
show.
guys. So much fun.
Yeah, you did.
So did I.
Talk
Thanks
about,
for the
like,
invite.
Refilling your bucket, right? That's that Kyle thing that's been going. Like, man, God, this is why can't every week or every month feel like this? This is so much fun.
Because you'd have a heart attack and die, Donnie. That's why.
But it'd be a life. But that would be a life worth living, Dev.
You're so alive right
glorious
now.
purpose.
Oh,
It was great. It was a great week. I'm glad that everybody had a great time. I'm glad that Johnny was on 40,000 shows doing all his things. This is what Play Some Video Games is all about, ladies and gentlemen. This is why we're here. This is why we do this.
good
And
stuff.
with that, play some video games.